Good day, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is Viper of Viperland, and I swear this game. There it is. I was about to say, I swear this game is louder. The menu is just quieter. Don't listen to what Twitch says. What does it say this game is? It says the game is. I lost it already. It gives it some random 428 in the blocked city Shibuya is apparently the name Twitch says it is, even though the clear name right here is 428 Shibuya Scramble. So this is a Spike Chunsoft game, who you may know from Danganronpa, and I literally saw a video of somebody's favorite obscure games from last year, and this popped up, and it looked just weird enough to be like, I gotta get that. Then it went on sale, and I was like, well, we're gonna go. I know minimal about this game, so yeah, we're just gonna go with it. I've seen some footage. Do you want the guide, the gameplay to be displayed? Yeah, sure. That's my first time through. I know it's visual novel-esque, but also different things. So yeah. This story is a work of fiction, yeah, of course. Names, characters, places, incidents. Yeah, Shibuya doesn't exist. Are used fictitiously. You always gotta start with that when you do anything related to, the real world, potential people. Also, hello, Sir Jude and Sasafune, by the way. Welcome to Viperland in the chat. Alright, digging the tunes. So yeah, this is definitely a first for me for just going, oh man, that sounded cool from 2 minutes of gameplay and somebody just briefly talking about it. I'm gonna buy that game and stream it without playing it, so we're gonna see how this goes. I like the opening theme though. I can't believe this is the second game I've played that's so obscure that Twitch is like, yeah, no, we don't have the right title for it. But they clearly have the game, just not the right title. And this isn't brand new. This came out Q3 2019, give or take. I don't remember the exact date, but it definitely is a 2019 game, probably second half. But still, about a year ago, and they still don't have the right name up there. And I'm hoping, beyond hope, that Optimum decides not to dick me over today. Last night, I still have no love for Optimum, but it wasn't necessarily their fault. We had tropical storm weather coming through, so it wasn't necessarily their fault, but I don't have to be happy with them anyway. Excuse me, hiccups. What I should have done is tried to get... I think I mentioned before, but I have mustache wax, which is honestly... Either in general it's not great, or this brand isn't great, because it holds for 20 minutes and then it's just... It could just be that the brand is bad. It's the only time I've ever tried it in my life, so never had a mustache before. Not to any degree. But I still should have tried to get it out of my face. Well, out of my... Yes. We interrupt this program for breaking news regarding the Shinjuku hostage situation. A middle-aged man in a ski mask took several employees hostage in an office in Shinjuku. I wonder if this could be related, before barricading himself inside. Employees believe the subject to be a man named Kitajima? So bad at names. The suspect has prior dealings with another company in the building and is experiencing money problems. I've been deceived, Alpha. Authorities believe this to be the motivation for... Well, nothing good, apparently. Reporting studio. I mean, would it really be a Spike Chunsoft game if there wasn't some sort of murder or a mystery? Really? Would it even be a Spike Chunsoft game? I think not. I don't know what I'd do if I played a Spike Chunsoft game that wasn't about a murder mystery or something like that. What are they doing? I'm sure they could pull off another... Well, I'm sure they could pull off another type of thing, but this is kind of what they're known for. Shibuya's story is yours to tell. Mine? Oh, did I start up the bot? Yes, I did. Cool, look at that. Alright, as you play through the game, the various mechanics will be explained. In 428, you follow the stories of multiple protagonists at once. Your decisions impact their experiences as you read the story. What does the day hold in store? Their fate is in your hands. Hopefully, you can see them all through to the end. Haven't even brushed your teeth yet? Yeah, no worries. To start, you have two characters. Shinya Kano and Achi Endo. Let's begin by checking out Kano's story. Okay. I can select. It just doesn't loop around. It's keep out. Alright, fine. So you might notice that graphically the game looks a little FMB. 2 more minutes to go. But just 2 more minutes to go, sorry. A bit hyper-realistic, yeah. Just 2 more minutes to go. Shinya Kano noted the time again on his watch, scowling at the slow creep of the second hand. Oh man, when time just decides to slow down. The time was 9:58 a.m. They lied to me. They said the story started from 10 to 11. They lied. Liars. Already lying to us, game. Furrows of consternation creased his forehead. He wasn't nervous, but he knew better than to expect everything to go smoothly. Keeping a level head was proving rather difficult. There was no room for failure. Lives were on the line here. Hey, Ramen, welcome to Viperland in the chat. How you doing tonight? He eyed his surroundings. See, I'm always worried that, like, it seems weird to me, but maybe it's a real word that I'm just not aware of, because, like, I wouldn't say my vocabulary is bad, but, like, there's certainly real words that I encounter the first time and go, that sounds fake. And then it's like, no, real word. In a couple minutes, we'll at least get to see what game it is. Oh, yeah, yep, I know, I hadn't either until I watched the video. A brief video, it was like a top 10, like, obscure games I liked. He eyed his surroundings. Was the perp really going to show up? They never show up. Which is why I was like, I'll be shocked if somebody guesses this. It is Spike Chunsoft, though, and it came out last year. Where would he be coming from? How would he make his approach? But you can see how I'd be like, yeah, ain't nobody guessing this. Like, I barely knew it existed. Twitch barely knows it exists. The Shibuya Scramble was as packed as ever. A throng of people crossing this way and that, blissfully unaware. But also, hey, Ramen and Grim, how you doing today? Of the dozens of detectives hidden in its midst. Detectives everywhere. Alright, another minute and a half. Hello. Kano glanced down at his watch yet again. A mere 30 seconds had passed. Detective Kano had been with the enforcement arm of Shibuya's Criminal Affairs section for a year now, but he'd never been part of an operation this big before. Wait, well, I mean, stuff's going down. He eyed the young woman standing beside the statue up ahead. She was small enough to get lost in the crowd, and she carried a nondescript attaché case. Hitomi Osawa, age 19. The attaché case in her hands contained a full 50 million yen in cash, which is 500,000 US? I think. I'm so bad at yen to dollars. Yesterday, her twin sister Maria had been kidnapped. Even though it's objectively just move a decimal point, I still screwed up somehow. This was the ransom payment. The culprit had called Hitomi last night at home, referring her to her by name and telling her to wait by the statue of Hachiko in Shibuya. It was almost time, but nothing. Kano was staring fixedly at the second hand of his watch when a homeless man sitting in the sidewalk murmured just loud enough for him to hear. Come on, Kano, quit looking at your watch so much. What if the kidnapper sees you? Kano tried to look nonchalant as he lifted his eyes, but the scruffy character continued. You're too nervous. Just relax already. You're the one acting suspicious, Sasayama. Kano frowned. It's not Sasafune, it's Sasayama. But still. Why would some homeless guy be talking to me? Yuji Sasayama was the senior affairs of the Shibuya Precinct's Criminal Affairs Division, 5 years older than Kano. Some words and phrases of the text appear in blue. These are called tips. Press square to underline a tip, then press cross. This will let you read some extra info relating to that word or phrase. There are tips containing general knowledge and ones that are 428 specific. These are marked with a magnifying glass and 428 respectively. Official name, Shibuya Central Precinct. That's a blue. Yeah, it's a little more noticeable to me, but yeah, it's not super different. Responsible for the safety of approximately 200,000 people in 32 neighborhoods, including a long list that I'm not going to read down. Wow, the rest of it's just the list of the neighborhoods they're responsible for. Like, that's cool, but I ain't reading down that. He always went a little overboard with the disguises. He claimed it was all part of the job, but word around the station was that he just liked playing dress-up. Hey pal, spare some change? Sasayama lurched to his feet and shuffled in close to Kano. Hey, knock that off! Fittingly, for the part, Sasayama reeked pretty badly. Wow, really getting into character. Well, ain't so suspicious now, huh? He clung to Kano with mock camaraderie, despite the younger man's attempts to pull away. Come on, Sasayama, cut it out! Sasayama's blithe confidence rattled Kano's nerves. Of course, there was good reason for that confidence. He was good at his job. Best damn cop I've ever seen. This was Kano and Sasayama's jurisdiction. I know what jurisdiction is, but they were positioned a good distance from where the handoff was to take place. The statue of... fine. Oh, sometimes 2 or more tips will appear on a single screen. Press square repeatedly to change the words. Okay, so not... okay. Not the D-pad. Bronze statue of a dog erected in 1934. The dog was famous for loyally waiting for his absent master. Oh, we were talking about this before! I'll be back later, deciding how long to go for. Yeah, no worries, Ramen. Thanks for hopping by. Did we talk about this, or... No, we didn't talk about this. Game Grumps were talking about this. Statue of a dog. They likened it to Fry's dog. Damn it. Seymour in Futurama. Well known as a meetup spot outside of Shibuya Station, other popular meetup spots at the station are the display car for the original Tokyo 5000 series, commonly known as the Green Frog. Yep, that's a frog. And the Moya statue by the west entrance. Clearly best bupper, obviously. The statue of Hachiko was surrounded by elite investigators from one of HQ's special investigation teams. Kano and his partner were just there to provide backup. Yeah, you can really see the blue after you've checked it, but beforehand it's like light blue. We're just there to provide backup if the kidnapper attempted to flee. Look, just try to relax, we'll be fine. Sasayama gave him a wink. A moment later, the radio squawked in Kano's ear. Alright everyone, it's time. Keep your eyes open. The voice coming in through the earpiece was Koji Kuze, HQ's operations director. Excuse me. Until last year, he'd been the Shibuya Precinct's head detective and Kano's supervisor. We don't know when the perp is going to make contact. Don't let your guard down. Kaze's low, gravelly voice echoed in Kano's ear. Or Kuze's, sorry. You don't sound too worried, Kuze. Kano winced at Sasayama's words. How could the man be so nonchalant? Hey, Sora, welcome to Viperland in the chat. How's it going today? The appointed time had come and gone. Something should have happened. What should be happening, sorry. Whap! Kano smacked himself in the thigh to release a little tension. As you do when you're an undercover cop, you just slap your leg. When I'm tense, that's clearly what I do, especially when I'm trying to remain nondescript and undercover. For sure. The sound was louder than he'd intended. Though the suit hid his muscular physique, it did little to dampen the noise. He needed to stay focused. He might be called to action at any moment. The department handled abduction cases according to a certain standard investigation procedure. Was it an attempt to extort money, or was the motive something personal? The answer to that question determined how they'd deal with the criminal. And based on the investigation team's initial findings this time around, they probably weren't dealing with a professional kidnapper. Still, in all likelihood, it was someone with quite a long rap sheet. Probably someone who knew the family, but so far they had few leads on who might bear such a grudge. Assume this is a normal crime story? Again, for those who missed the beginning, this is a Spike Chunsoft game. Also known for, 999, Danganronpa, that's all I really know them for. So, like, I honestly don't know too much about it. There's only a few things I know, and they're not really storyline points. They're just, I know there's branching characters, which they've already told us, and I know for sure you can fail. And you're supposed to fail and kind of learn from different attempts and different combinations and put stuff together. So it's like, puzzle. I don't know if they're supernatural or not. I honestly don't. I wouldn't be shocked, but I truly don't know. With the situation so unclear, the plan was to apprehend whomever came to make the handoff on site. If the culprit ran with the money, there'd be no guarantee of the hostage's well-being. Save? Oh, okay. Whoops. Good to know. That's how you do that. Okay. Cool. I guess that just meant it saved, which is fine. Still nothing. Sasayama muttered. There he is. He's here. Dramatic zoom. Kuze broke in, his voice spiking into an excited You're really going to tell me Kuze's peculiar voice quirk? Whenever he gets overly flustered, excited, or panicked, he slips into a childish register, prone to babbling and pitching his voice. That's not going to come into play at any point. Ever. Nope. Subject is a young male in his 20s, wearing a bandana and an orange hoodie. That's nondescript. Kuze, normally calm and stoic, was now squawking like an excited child. All I can imagine is this Gilbert Godfrey. That only happened when he got particularly worked up. Kano and Sasayama steeled themselves. Well, yep, that's our guy. They could see the subject now, yeah. A 20-something male nonchalantly approaching Hitomi to talk to her. Alright, people. Be ready to grab this guy. Kuze was stationed in the mobile command center, not far from the intersection, keeping tabs on the station via a video surveillance from the camera team. They keep saving, and that worries me. Why did it have to save 5 lines ago and then again now? The young man started speaking enthusiastically to Hitomi. The detectives watched, uncertain. Was this really the kidnapper? Alright, so our first choice. You'll encounter selections like these during the story. These choices will change the lives of other people, in addition to changing your own fate. Use D-pad, yeah, cool. The current choice will not impact you or any of the other protagonists. Oh, okay. Way to be like, choices matter, but not this one. It's gotta be him. Took a step forward, then hesitated. Situation still wasn't entirely clear, needed to get it. Well, I mean, even if I didn't know this wasn't gonna impact people, I'd pick that one. Situation still wasn't entirely clear. He needed to get a better look at things. The newcomer held a bundle of letter-sized papers, which he showed to Hitomi as he went on talking. He tried to hand her one of the papers, but she pointedly ignored him. Undeterred, the man kept trying to foist it off on her. Hitomi refused to respond, becoming as motionless as the statue of Hachiko behind her, until finally the man gave up and walked away. Guess he was just a dude with some pamphlets. Guess it wasn't him. Kano felt the tension of the moment linger in his spine. I love the guy in the back. Guy must have been hitting on her. Is that really going to be an underlined word? Succeeding at meeting someone on the fly like this takes a special knack. Looks are also important. Sometimes, of course, the person trying to get your attention out of nowhere is just trying to make a sales pitch for a product or a nearby establishment. At first glance, it isn't always easy to tell the difference. Okay. I mean, she is pretty cute and all. You had a point. Though, of course. Something in Sasayama's voice made Kano brace himself. She's got nothing on my Mi-chan. Clearly a serious dude. Mi-chan was Sasayama's wife. They'd gotten married just last month. Is this her theme? Let me tell you, Kano, married life is the best. Just one little change in the faces tells everything. You gotta hurry up and give it a try for yourself. One man, overly excited to tell everything. One man who's heard it all too often. This was Sasayama's favorite topic lately, and Kano was getting more and more fed up with it. Sasayama, come on, just knock it off, okay? The phrase had become a common refrain of his since the department partnered them. Fine. Let's talk about your girlfriend then. Huh? No, you can't be serious. Sasayama leaned in close again. What's she like? We're not having this conversation. It's not like they're on a stakeout for somebody who's a kidnapper or anything like that. At all. Kano muttered, looking away. We're not having this conversation. Ah, come on. Sasayama set his hand on Kano's chest, still playing the homeless troublemaker. Show me your phone. Let me see your lock screen. Oh, man. Huh? Sasayama pawed for the phone. You got a pic of your girl on your lock screen, yeah? I do not. But he did. It was scary how on the mark Sasayama's instincts were. Hey, cut it out. We're in the middle of an investigation. Yeah. A very stressful investigation. I am investigating, Sasayama chuckled as he plucked the phone from Kano's pocket. Ooh, very recent phone. His face scrunched up with astonishment as he looked at the lock screen. The heck is this? It's not... Ain't this Masami Nagahama? National Star tends to play the heroine on national morning soap operas or in national historical dramas. Her songs have been a series of national hits, very national, and she even slated to host the year-end national singing competition program. Everything about her is national. Yep. Kano realized he had to bite the bullet. No, that's my girlfriend. Her name's Rumi, and she's... Sasayama cut him off. You're telling me this ain't Masami Nagahama, the famous actress? Because this right here is Masami Nagahama. Like I said, you sly old dog, trying to make like you're dating... I'm not, I mean, I guess Rumi does kind of look like her. Sasayama let out a huff. For real? You really think I'm gonna fall for that? There's nothing to fall for, I swear. Sasayama scowled, unconvinced. Alright, then why don't you marry her? Kano stammered, but he had no answer. The truth was, he would have happily married her already, but there were obstacles that needed to be overcome. What? Okay, playtime's over. Let's focus on like you should have been doing the whole time. Sasayama handed back Kano's phone and turned his gaze back to Hitomi. I could probably up the volume of this a little bit. I feel like it's loud to me, but not loud for you guys. Also dropping a few frames, but only a few, so we're gonna deal with that for now. I know the volume's just gonna spike and deafen everybody. Kano let out a quick, uneasy sigh. But his shoulders did feel looser. Maybe Sasayama had been trying to relieve a bit of the tension. Maybe he should be grateful. Maybe. Another save. By now, several minutes had passed since the guy with the papers had gone away. He appeared at Hitomi. The strain on her face was visible. In addition to the weight of the attaché case itself, the 5,000 10,000 yen bills it held weighed close to 6 kilos. Her slender arms must have been getting tired. Still, she refused to set the case down. She wasn't taking any chances with her sister's life. I mean, that's good. The kidnapping case had begun the day before at around 7 p.m. This is MPD dispatch. The Shibuya Precinct is reporting a missing person, believed to be an abduction. In Japanese law, the act of indirectly luring or deceiving someone into the control of a third party is known as kidnapping. I feel like that's where it's known anywhere, but okay. Using forcible threats or violence to achieve the same result is known as abduction. Oh, okay, gotcha. Subject is Maria Osawa, a 19-year-old student at Midoriyama Academy. Is that the Hero Academy that Midoriya opens? Last seen at the LL Diner near campus. A man was allegedly seen forcing her into a car nearby. All officers in the vicinity report to the scene at once. Kano and Sasayama had been working a burglary case in the 5th district when they got the call. LL Diner. The two arrived at the LL Diner at 7:15 p.m. At roughly the same time, several other officers showed up to secure the area, blocking off entry to nearby roadways and monitoring the surrounding establishments. Inside the restaurant, Kano and Sasayama were met by the girl who reported the kidnapping. It was the victim's twin sister, Hitomi. Could you tell us about when Maria was taken, starting from the very beginning? Kano said, keeping his voice low. My sister and I, we were supposed to go to a party together today. Hitomi was trembling, her voice hoarse. But I messed up the time. I showed up right at 7, an hour later than I was supposed to. So, Maria had gone alone to the party, a mixer for locals and exchange students. Hitomi, arriving late, had showed up just in time to glance out through the restaurant window and see her sister getting shoved into a car. She described the vehicle as a blue station wagon of Japanese make. Why would something like this happen to her? Hitomi held back her tears, but she was shaking all over. Did you get a good look at the kidnapper? Yes, it was a man, middle-aged. That narrows it down. There's another eyewitness. Leland Palmer, identified himself as a lecturer at Hitomi and Maria's school. I saw it too. It's like Hitomi says. I heard Hitomi cry out, and so I went to the window to look. And this Japanese was halting, as if he hadn't been in the country very long. And I think that maybe the kidnapper was working alone. Leland explained that he'd seen the man shove Maria into the back seat, then clamber into the driver's seat. If he hadn't accomplished, wouldn't they have been driving? Neither Hitomi nor Leland had gotten a look at the suspect's face. Kano was interviewing others who had been in the scene, looking for other potential witnesses, when his phone rang. So we know it's a dude in a blue station wagon, middle-aged. Helpful. It was Yoshio Kajiwara, one of the senior detectives. We've set up a task force for the investigation. Get back to the station once you have a handle on the situation there. Barely half an hour had passed between the time the kidnapping was reported and the time the task force began operation. 150 people working on the case in Shibuya Precinct's conference room. Main force at work. The task force, yeah, that's nothing new. On the off chance they hide any, info there, you never know. When Kano and Sasayama got back to the precinct station, Kuze had already arrived from HQ. He informed them that a response team, I assume it's all going to be nothing. Hold on, I got something in my eye real quick. Alright. Better. In a case where someone had been abducted for ransom, it is often difficult to resolve the situation without cooperating with the victim's family. The family can also be a hindrance in making an arrest. To help guide the family's actions, a response team is assembled. Okay. Makes sense. Informed them that a response team had been formed to investigate the victim's home. Kano could feel a peculiar tension in the air. Unfamiliar MPD detectives scurried to and fro around the Shibuya offices. He pulled one of them aside to get a quick update. An hour had now passed since the kidnapping. There had been one new development. The perpetrator had made a threatening call to the victim's home. He said the following. Tomorrow, 10 a.m., by Hachiko in Shibuya. Have the sister Hitomi bring 50 million yen. If not, the girl's life is forfeit. I mean, that's a ransom call. Kajiwara from the precinct was put on the response team along with detectives from elsewhere who'd received special training in abduction cases and eating bananas. Normally, a local precinct detective would have gone undercover in a victim's home, or wouldn't have. Kuze, however, had decided that having a knowledgeable local was crucial and had sent Kajiwara along. The detectives disguised themselves as delivery people and movers to make their way inside without arousing suspicion. Because, you know, everybody orders takeout food and people to move their stuff on the day somebody gets kidnapped from their household. That's normal and not suspicious. Mind you, I've never had someone in my household kidnapped. Knock on wood, it never happens. I get the feeling I wouldn't want anyone from outside near my home. I feel like that's more like, I get it, the detectives, but you know, like, I still feel like it rouses suspicion. To make things inside while arriving there at 8:30. The response team had come prepared to run a trace if the kidnapper contacted the family a second time. Tracing a phone call. The police are not allowed to do this independently, without oversight. They must go through a formalized process that includes securing the cooperation of the phone company. In the past, conducting the trace itself would take time, but nowadays, acquiring the location can be practically instantaneous. Haven't they mentioned who's providing this ransom money? Huh. No, they haven't. Presumably they just had it lying around. I don't know, they haven't mentioned it yet, though. There were no further calls. So they got there, they got all set up, nobody else called again. Just the one ransom call. Alright, well, we got a scene shift, and now it's a good time to really quick blow the nose. 1 second. Kano checked his watch again. 20 minutes had now passed since the time designated for the ransom handoff. The kidnapper had yet to appear. Crap, you think we might have spooked him? He wondered aloud. Hey, stay calm. Sasayama scanned the passing throng. He's just playing with us. Why'd this guy even pick this place? Kano voiced the question he'd been asking himself ever since he'd heard the kidnapper's demands. Sasayama shrugged. Figured he must have wanted to blend in with the crowd, nab the money and disappear before anybody knows he's there, would be my guess. In that case, why not pick Shinjuku, or Ginza? The big crowd just didn't benefit the kidnapper after all. It also allowed the police to use the sea of people to conceal their own operation. Yep, that's some people. Right now, there were 50 detectives stationed within a 50-meter radius of where Hitomi stood. The kidnapper would be taking a major risk if his plan was to nab the ransom money and run. That's what bothered Kano. Any criminal with half a brain would know better than to do a handoff in front of Hachiko. The dog is always watching. You're overthinking things, pal, Sasayama grumbled. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Kano reached into his pocket and pulled out his notepad. This was Kano's dick diary. Which he always kept close at hand. Sasayama rolled his eyes. That thing again? Kano ignored him, flipping through the notepad pages. Ah, here it is. Dick Dictum, number 89. I assume they mean like private detective, but like dick diary. The more irrelevant something seems, the more relevant it's bound. Oh, does he have his own, like, detective rules? How to be a good detective, number 89. It was a favorite saying of Kyuzo Tateno, an assistant inspector from the Shibuya Precinct. Tateno was the kind of detective Kano aspired to be. For the current operation, he'd been placed in charge of Hitomi's personal safety. He was in position to defend her as soon as the ransom had been handed off. Of course, Hitomi hadn't been informed of how much protection she was under. There was a risk that if she acted too secure, it might alert the kidnapper. I think Tateno has the right idea. Sasayama snorted quietly. Maybe. I mean, he's a great detective. Don't get me wrong. But you know how many irrelevant things there are to consider? Again, Kano ignored him. It didn't matter if nobody else understood. Nobody else understands me, man. Kano had faith in Tateno, as both a detective and as an individual. He had first witnessed Tateno's brilliance during a standoff at a financial company 3 years earlier. A man had shut himself in an office, splashing gasoline everywhere, and threatening to set the place ablaze. As you do. Also, I don't know why the host didn't go off. Thank you, Birdie, for the host. It's another Streamlabs being dead day, isn't it? Yeah, no tip jar, no recent donator stuff. Yeah, it's another... Cool. Streamlabs dead today, so no notifications. That's great. I love that. Yeah, this is a graphic novel. I had heard about it. It seemed pretty cool. It also seems to have a slow start for the moment, but, you know, to be fair, that's how a lot of graphic novels do. But yeah, hello Birdie, thank you for the host. Sorry the notifications ain't working. It's always something. And welcome to Viperland to the chat. While the others hesitated, Tateno unflinchingly doused himself with gasoline and strode into the building, where he managed to talk the man down and secure the scene. Pretty sure you could have done that without dousing yourself in gasoline. Seems an extra risk. The others had been awestruck by Tateno's actions, as you should be. It's not what you do. And Kano, who at the time had been content to be a run-of-the-mill policeman, had found it quite inspiring. I'm doing a lot better than yesterday. Yesterday the internet was shoddy and I had a headache. Now the headache's gone, internet's better? We dropped a few frames, but like, you know. Still, you know, how about you? Oh, I already said how about you. Still, you know, Sasayama murdered under his breath, but yeah, hope you're doing well today. As great a detective as Tateno is, it's not like anyone else in the world has ever heard of him. I suppose not, Kano said. So? Only time anyone around here hears a cop's name is if he's caught up in some scandal or killed in the line of duty. I mean, Doesn't really seem fair, does it? Kano just shrugged. It's a strange definition of unfair, really. Yeah, it is. I mean, you've got celebratory chiefs and celebratory chefs and hairdressers and stuff. So how come no celebratory gumshoes, you know? I mean, Phoenix Wright would disagree. Look, please, can you just focus on what we're doing here? It's not like we're waiting for a kidnapper to come by and pick up his ransom or anything. It's not like we should focus on that. Kano rubbed his eyes, then turned his attention back to Hitomi. What's the matter? Didn't sleep? Not enough, I guess. Yeah, exactly, Graham. Did you eat? Didn't have time. We've been bringing in supplies for the base of operations. Yeah, base of operations, okay. Readying the team's vehicles, photocopying hundreds of documents, and various other tasks, Kano had barely slept the previous night, and hadn't gotten a meal in either. What have you been doing? Sasayama puffed out his chest. Saving up my energy for today. So you were sleeping. Kano gave a wry chuckle at his partner's lack of shame. There he is, again. Kuze's voice chirped suddenly through Kano's earpiece. A man in his 20s wearing a sleeveless red jacket. He's carrying a garbage bag. Alright, is that her guy? A young man had emerged from the crowd about 15 feet from where Hitomi was standing. He strode towards her, a sinister look on his face. He didn't match Hitomi's description, but Kano felt a jolt of nerves all the same. Maybe the kidnapper had hired some young street punk to snatch the ransom payment. That's our guy? What do you think, Kano? Sasayama whispered. Yeah, I think he's gotta be. This was it. Kano swallowed the lump in his throat. He bent his knees, ready to act fast. Yeah, it is definitely the other selectable character. Blood rushed to his leg muscles, banishing the stiffness that had begun to take hold. Could this be the culprit? Or perhaps... The young man tried to snatch the briefcase from Hitomi, but she clung to it with desperate strength. It was him! The detectives rushed in. Whoa, hey, what the hell? Yeah, see, it gets suddenly loud. Like, the music stays low, but then everything else gets loud. The young man cried out frantically and tried to dart away, but the officers closed in, forcing him bodily to the ground. Target secured. Oh geez, I think we got another suspect on the scene. Eek. He's taken the ransom. Oh, that's gotta be Hitomi then. I was like, who says eek in the cops? Kuze's hysterics made Kano spin around. Sure enough, a foreign-looking man was sprinting away, attaché case in hand. The mob of detectives scrambled to pursue. Before Kano could react, most of them had run off, leaving him to look after the original suspect. What should I do with this guy, sir? He might have some connection to the kidnapper. Should I bring him in? Huh? Oh, sure, that'd be swell. I'm on it. With the help of the remaining detectives, Kano brought the suspect back to Shibuya Precinct. Oh, yeah, I guess he could. Whatever. Look, how many times do we have to go through this? Cut the crap. In the interrogation room, the young man who gave his name as Achi Endo steadfastly insisted on his innocence. Why'd you try to steal that case? Kano watched Achi's face intently. Like I said, it looked heavy, so I was just trying to help her out. Okay. It wasn't inconceivable that a young guy would want to help a pretty girl. You'd think he'd go, oh, here, that looks really heavy, let me help you with that, or something. Can I help you with that? But Hitomi had just been standing there, hardly in desperate need of assistance. She hadn't set the case down, so I figured there had to be something important inside, so I was going to take it. An entry from Kano's dick diary shot through his mind. That's never not going to be funny. Ever. That's not going to be, never not going to be funny either. Number 25. When the tongue slips, grab it and yank out the... I get what they're going for, but phrasing, come on. Classic advice for questioning. Something important you say, such as, how the heck would I know? Achi spat. He huffed and slumped back in his chair. The standard textbook back and forth had been going on for nearly an hour. Kano didn't mind. Chasing down criminals was all well and good, but questioning suspects was another key part of the job. Plenty of off-the-cuff scene work went into cracking a case. Once again, he had Achi explain what he'd been doing, starting from the beginning. Imagine Achi trying to keep a straight face if the book actually said Dick Diary on the cover. Just imagine him sitting there like while he's like holding up his little notebook. When Kano finally emerged from the interrogation room for a short break, he learned that there had been some progress on the case at the crime scene. What the police hadn't been able to determine yet, however, was whether or not Maria was safe. Fighting back his anxiety, Kano consulted his Dick Diary. Dictum number 54. Haste makes waste. That's just a common saying. That's just a very, very common saying. He felt his tension subside. Remembering the right maxim always helped. It was like casting a magic spell. You might call it dick magic. Kano returned to confront Achi once more. You were there to act as a distraction, to mess up the investigation, weren't you? I mean, clearly that's what he does, yeah. Huh? Achi looked a bit dumbfounded. What do you want about? Dictum number 55. The truth hungers to be free. I feel like if there were generic fortune cookies for cops, these would be all of the things that were inside those fortune cookies. I don't know. I would take it that means, I don't know. I got nothing. You hungry? Got some katsudon if you'd like. Ooh. Japanese dish consisting of a bowl of white rice topped with breaded pork cutlet and egg. That would really hit the spot right now. There are several variations, such as a sauce katsudon, where the egg is replaced with Worcestershire sauce, and miso katsudon, where the pork is stewed in miso. Not typically the sort of thing a policeman offers a suspect during an interrogation. This could be seen as baiting with food, and is to be avoided. Even a saying? I don't know. Time to turn the box inside out, because the truth is inside. Also, hey Rose, welcome to Piperland to the chat. How you doing? Achi nodded silently. Oh man, that would be really tasty right now. Achi devoured the bowl of katsudon with gusto. He looked like he hadn't eaten in a while. Alright then, spill it. What's this guy after? Achi just shrugged. He murmured, a thick slice of egg-laden pork between his teeth. Common method of reaching the truth in Ace Attorney is to flip the case on its head. Yeah. How many accomplices do you have? Kano asked. But Achi just shook his head as he inhaled his food. Resigningly, Kano flipped through his notebook once more. More dick dictums. Let's see, number 115. Use the lights to your advantage. As the minutes ticked past, he found himself referring to his book again and again, trying a dozen different methods to tease out whatever his suspect might be hiding. There's a lot of dictums in there. This book is just full of dick. He does, doesn't he, Sir Jude? Where was I? Trying a dozen different methods to tease out whatever the suspect might be hiding. The experience began to feel strangely surreal, their two voices echoing hollowly in the interrogation room. Eventually, Kano looked at the clock and realized that the questioning had been going on for nearly 5 hours. He still hadn't made any headway. What was he supposed to do next? Tateno would know, but he sure didn't. Still, he was determined to do whatever he could to keep the victim and her family safe. Gritting his teeth in frustration, he perused the Dick Diary like it was scripture. One day this won't be funny, but it ain't today. Number 116. Is he saying that out loud? The monotonous questioning was clearly tiring Achi out. His eyelids drooped like they were beginning to get heavy. Number 117. Get 'em when they're tired. What? Kano's eyes gleamed. You're part of some criminal gang, huh? Too tired. Achi's head slumped forward heavily. Nodding off was basically the same as nodding, yes? Right? Yeah, that's a confession right there. How is he an officer? I did it! He fell asleep. That's admitting guilt. Mr. Kusei, I did it. The young guy. That's so stupid. I love it. The young guy we grabbed at the handoff site, he finally confessed to the crime. What? What are you talking about? Kusei laughed in disbelief. Yeah, me too. We're just about to apprehend the mastermind here. Huh? Kano clutched his cell phone, dumbstruck. Listen, why don't you, look, just wait there at HQ, okay? No, it can't be. Also, hey, Potions, welcome to Viperland to the chat. What is this? This is a game. This is a Spike Chunsoft murder mystery visual novel. After the kidnapping case wrapped up, Kano tendered his resignation. What? I mean, that was a big goof, but like, what? Guess I'm not cut out to be a detective after all, he thought to himself. He dropped the Dick diary on his desk as he left the Shibuya Precinct for the last time. And that's it! We made one bad end. Number 1, so long Shibuya, with lots of dicks, yeah. Yeah, Kano wound up at a bad end. However, this does not mean that the choice he made for Kano was the wrong one. One of the other protagonists, Achi Endo, had an impact on Kano's fate here. You can avoid a bad end by making proper decisions in another character's story. For a detailed hint, check the tip by underlining the bad end title. Sure. Kano had every reason to suspect Achi Endo, but arresting him turned out to be a mistake. If Achi hadn't approached Hitomi, this wouldn't have happened. Try playing Achi's story up to 10:30 and make a choice that keeps him from going up to her. If you do that, Kano won't even have a chance to arrest him, and things should play out differently. Yeah, they should. Just show him the Dick diary. He's a detective. But yeah, so this was the basic bit I knew of the game. Like, I don't know much of the story, but I knew, like, you can go between different characters, go between different times, make different decisions. That I knew going into this. You can now select Achi Endo, one of the other protagonists. I assume there's going to be more than just these two. Let's follow Achi's story for a little while. Like, look at this character select, though. Yes, exactly, Rose. It seems that way, at least. Like, reading Steiner is you? I mean, you know, he's a detective. But, like, this came out last year. This is a 2019 character select screen. This is glorious. Like, dramatic. Look. Turn towards the camera. Tilt the head. Like, this is perfect. Alright, well, let's go. Oh my. Oh my. Twitch. It's not what it looks like. It's not what it looks like, Twitch. Okay. I like dramatic getting dressed sound effects. I really hope that, like, I didn't really look at the, like, tags or anything for this game. I was just like, that sounds cool. I hope there's no, like, hope there's nothing Twitch will get me banned for. Achi Endo called out of the door to his father's room. Okay, I'm heading out. Sure. His father sounded unconcerned. He didn't even open the door. Sure you don't want me to stay here in the shop? I'm okay, I think. Yeah. It's not like we're gonna get any customers. Achi grimaced. Yeah, I guess not. What do they sell? What do they do? The drawer by the front door held a stack of heavy-duty trash bags. Excuse me. Achi pulled a few of them out. Guess it's gonna be that kind of day. He stuffed the trash bags into his pocket, then slipped on his favorite pair of sneakers. The entryway to Achi's home also led into the family shop, which sold various pieces of electronics. Okay, were piled up like so much junk in the tiny retail space. I mean, I feel like Spike Chunsoft likes to ride that line between serious and comedy. I feel like Danganronpa rides it perfectly. Various pieces... Oh wait, we did that. The slightest bump brought the risk of an avalanche. Achi wove his way through the gaps in the appliances like a spelunker exploring a cave. From Shibuya Station, if you make your way past the 109 building, then up through Dogenzaka, you'll come across an old shopping district. Nestled in its outskirts is Endo Electronics, in the same place it's been for decades. Within its dimly lit interior, you'll find rows of wares all caked in dust. At a glance, you might well assume the place was closed. A mom-and-pop place like Endo's couldn't compete with the big consumer chains booming throughout Shibuya. So far, the store had remained in business thanks to the locals who appreciated that they made house calls to do repairs. Oh yeah, that goes over well. But things weren't looking good for the future. Achi, the eldest son and nominal successor to the business, had no interest whatsoever in working there. Okay. Achi stepped out of the shop and into the sunny morning air. The good weather lifted his spirits. Already, time to do this. He unfurled one of the big garbage bags, which caught the wind and fluttered like a cape. Then he slowly made his way towards Shibuya Station, scanning his surroundings all the while. Sheesh, this place is filthy. He paused to pick up a plastic bottle that had been tossed on the ground. Then with a heavy sigh, he slipped the crushed receptacle into his trash bag. He'd been picking up trash around town like this for about 6 months now. It had gotten so the sort of garbage most people would hardly notice stood out to him like a sore thumb. Most days he'd fill his trash bag to the top by the time he made it from his house in Dogenzaka to the train station. Today he was halfway to the station when a woman's anxious voice caught his attention. "I'm sorry. I'm in a bit of a hurry here." Ever see two characters that just look like anime street thugs? He looked up and saw a timid-looking woman being confronted by two men, one with brown hair, one with black. From the look of them, he guessed that the men were scouts for some hostess club. He ran into this sort of thing pretty frequently on his trash-cleaning walks around town. As you do, I guess. Another kind of trash to take care of. I can't believe I had to read that line. They absolutely, that's what it was. They look like enemies in the Yakuza games. Achi quickly interposed himself between the girl and the two recruiters. "Hey, can't you see that you're bothering her?" "Huh? Who the hell are you?" the two men glared. "Take a hike, pal." I absolutely imagine them having the exact voice actors as the Lowain brothers. Achi stood his ground. "Look, she ain't interested. You're just gonna have to find some other mark." The hustler's annoyance turned to open rage. Well, listen to you. Got a bit of a mouth, huh, buddy?" The brown-haired thud smacked his lips around his chewing gum like a dog worrying a bone. Okay. Turn on SR. I wish I could. How about we take this someplace more quiet, yeah? Well, what this means can depend on the person speaking. To a young woman, let's go someplace more quiet means suggest a cafe or a park. But to a street punk, it might mean an alley there where passerbys are unlikely to interrupt. Thanks for the tip game. The girl stood by uneasily, watching the goings-on. "Hey, take it easy. I'm not looking for trouble." "Is that supposed to be an apology?" "On your knees and beg, pal." The man spat his gum onto the ground. Achi looked down at the glistening wad of gum. Okay, that's just... out of context. Okay. His last shred of goodwill vanished. "You better pick that up. Right now." "What? Didn't you hear me? Because I told you to get down on your knees and back." Achi's hand shot out, grabbing the man by the jaw. Whoa, easy, pal." The other man's bravado drained from his face. Yeah, I was a little worried too. Sorry, I got a little cough, 1 second. There we go. Achi tightened his grip on the brown-haired hustler's jaw. Sweat dripped from the man's reddening brow. Irk. Yep, The man struggled, but Achi just tightened his grip. Gum's a real pain in the ass to clean up after it's gotten stuck on the street, you know. Ever stop to consider that? Clearly not. Wait, are you... The other hustler's panicked eyes had fixed on Achi's chest. Gah! Oh crap! That shirt man! The guy's voice was starting to break. That's mean clean! A guy with a mean clean shirt. Carrying around a trash bag? That means you're... His face went pale. Quoi? Mean clean? The other man echoed the words, though his held-shut jaw, tears welled up in his eye. Get it right, pal. Achi clenched the man's jaw harder still. It's mean clean. Ow, 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 ow. We're sorry, man. You're Achi, right? Dude, we honestly had no idea. Come on, man, you gotta cut us some slack. He's the punk you gotta watch out for. Cleaning up the streets. The man scrambled to snatch the wad of gum off the street, stuffing it into his pants. Oh. Finally, Achi let go of his companion. The brown-haired hustler's face was twisted up with fear. Tears streamed down his cheeks. Rest in pants, yeah. Whew. Gasping out hasty apologies, the two thugs scampered off. Hey, so... A shy smile came to the girl. Oh, okay. Ryoko Katinuma, a second-year student at Midoriyama Academy's law school. These hustlers managed to corner her while she was on her way to her part-time job at a cafe. I don't know how we'd learn all this, but it's a popular plot in a trashy e-novels for the main character to fall in love with a hustler like these guys, but such things rarely happen in real life. Thank you for saving me. Maybe, I honestly don't know. Like, they clearly are at least implying we get more than just these two. I have a distinct feeling this is all just a setup for when it actually gets really serious. But I also, like, I don't know whether to hope it gets, like, really serious and really good, or if it keeps up the goofiness. Like, I'm good either way, and I honestly don't know. Thank you for saving me. No, I apologize. Huh? The girl stared in surprise. You run into creeps like that now and then, but don't hold it against us. Shibuya's a good town. Yeah. Okay. Achi gave her a quick wave, then turned and continued on his way down Donganzaka. However you pronounce it. He continued his way down Danganronpa. Achi was Shibuya born and raised. He was keenly aware of all the changes the ward had seen since he was a kid. Grocery stalls in inconspicuous little side streets, tiny parks nestled between buildings. Achi knew it all like the back of his hand. Trash, human or otherwise, had no place in this town, not on his watch. Does this seem like the same guy that would snatch a briefcase from somebody in the middle of a park? Like, I'm curious to see, like, what leads to that, because, like, judging from what we just saw, why would he do that? Why would anybody do that, but, like... Alright, Achi made his way down towards Shibuya Station. Throngs of people shuffled to and fro across the Scramble. The view shifted constantly from one moment to the next, almost as if the city itself were alive. And if the city was a living thing, then Shibuya Station was its heart. With streets like Bunkamura Dori and Center Guy serving as the arteries pumping a bloodstream made of people. Today as ever, the heart was pumping that blood to every nook and cranny of Shibuya. And there was Achi, just another part of this great urban organism. I guess I'm one of the city's white blood cells. Who thinks that? Or wait, maybe I'm a red blood cell. Hold on. Is that right? Or do I have it right the first time? You're neither, but in your mind you're a white blood cell. That's true. Dick Diary. White blood cells eliminate pathogens from the bloodstream. Red blood cells carry oxygen throughout the body. Achi was probably thinking of white blood cells. Yeah, he probably was. Mean cleans and dick dictums. Emerging from his reverie, he noticed a rather conspicuous young woman standing by the statue of Hachiko outside Shibuya Station. Yep, there you go. I don't even know Grim. Ooh, she's totally my type. To be up someone's alley. To be someone's cup of tea. Okay. That's good. That's good. I was like, why would they possibly put an underline there? It's like, you know, I'm not mad. Wonder if she's a model or a small-time actress or something. Or looks like she's waiting for someone. Probably another guy. Dang. Good looking as she was, there's no way she wasn't already taken. What kind of guy scored a girl like that? Probably the rich-ass CEO of an IT company or something. Yeah, for sure. She's 19, dude. Rich-ass CEOs shouldn't be dating high schoolers. Crouching... Oh, wait, no. 19 is not high school. College, but still. Crouching down to... I'm just... Anything that takes place in, like, an anime-inspired world, I just assume everyone's high school. It's just... It's anime. This is PS4. If this is on it's also on PC. It is also on PC. I'm playing on PS4 right now, though. But it is on Steam as well. As always, I made my decision arbitrarily based off of trophies. They both went on sale at the same time. Like, the Steam Summer Sale and this game went on sale on PS4 for the same price at the same time. So it was just arbitrary what I picked. Crouching down to tie off the trash bag, he continued gazing wistfully at the girl. Then he noticed something peculiar. Also on phone? Maybe. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. It depends on how hard the platinum is. She was carrying an attaché case, the kind a businessman might use. It was a large case, and apparently so heavy that she was struggling to hold it, despite using both hands. Now what kind of person makes a young lady lug around something heavy like that? Achi figured he'd offer to carry it for her. First I gotta dump this trash. You've reached a decision point. Let's have Achi not approach Hitomi. Yeah, use the buttons. He'll try to see if there's a garbage bin nearby. I wonder what... If I pick the one that was obviously the wrong answer, does the game just go, stop it, and go back to the decision? But first I gotta dump this trash. He looked around to see if there was a garbage bin nearby. Now, Achi won't approach Hitomi, which means he will avoid being arrested by Kano. At the same time, Kano's fate will also change, and he will no longer wind up at a bad end. So let's switch back to Kano's story using the time chart. Time chart. Press triangle to open it. To the time chart we go. This is the time chart. It shows the protagonist's progression through the story.
Let's rock!
Yeah, that's accurate though. Decision points are marked with a fork. Of course, Kano's fate has changed based on Achi's actions. Select Kano's 1030 block, then press cross. Yeah, he had a lot more, whereas Achi's just like, I'm at home, I got garbage, I beat up some punks, there's the decision. Suspicious man. Back we go. I suppose you could call it that. Kano gave a wry chuckle at his partner's lack of shame. There he is. Kuze's voice chirped suddenly through Kano's earpiece. See, that's a suspicious... The man in the black coat, he's not Japanese. Looks to be in his early 30s. Previously, Achi got mixed up with Kano and the police, but now... Another man has appeared instead. By changing what Achi did, you've also changed... Yeah, I get it. Stories impact each other. Oh yeah, definitely not a Japanese man. Looks to be in his early 30s. A foreign man had emerged from the crowd, about 15 feet from where Hitomi was standing. He made his way towards her, his expression blank, dressed all in black. It didn't match the description Hitomi had given them. Nobody does, apparently, but Kano felt a jolt of nerves all the same. Maybe the kidnapper was using an accomplice to snatch the ransom payment. Alright, Sasayama raised an eyebrow. Oh yeah, I totally forgot to show, but like, this was the other shirt my girlfriend got me for my birthday, with like all the monster icons on it, which includes Gyros up here. Like it's definitely world. Volbetroth over down there. Like it's just a shirt full of monster icons, and I love it. Alright, Sasayama raised an eyebrow. This may be our guy. This was it. Kano swallowed the lump in his throat. Of course, you gotta keep Gyros close to the heart. He bent his knees, ready for action. Blood rushed to his leg muscles, banishing the stiffness that had begun to take hold. Was this the culprit? Or perhaps... The stranger took hold of the attaché case. I love that picture. It was him. Like, I don't know why, but just... The expressions, man. It's perfect. En masse, the detectives began to close in. Let's go, Kano. On it. Sasayama and Kano leapt into action, but they never expected what happened next. With the case clutched in both arms, the man veered suddenly, running right towards them. Keep out. Oh, Kano's story has suddenly hit a keep out. Keep out refers to a point in the story where your progress is currently stopped. In order to advance beyond a keep out, you need to jump from another protagonist story. At 10:30, Achi has the text, young man in a suit, set as red keywords. Checking these red keywords will allow you to jump from Achi's story back to Kano's. Now head back to Achi's story and keep... Okay. Hopping back. So we've got a lot of hopping to do. Try following the story from Achi at 10:30. Approach the girl. We already had a fork. Maybe it's a... Okay. Oop, didn't mean that. So I guess I'm supposed to pick this and then ask from there, I guess? We'll see. First I gotta dump the trash. He looked around to see if there was a garbage bin nearby. Pick A? Yeah, I should. Huh? A man had come up besides the girl. He was dressed in black and he wasn't Japanese. It looked like they were having a conversation. The girl nodded tensely at something the man said. Hachi stared. Yes, he did. Something tells me that's not her boyfriend. The girl handed the attaché case over to the man. He took hold of it with his right hand and began walking briskly away. Whoa! A nearby homeless man suddenly leapt over Achi and broke into a run, as if he'd been waiting for this very moment. Yeah, we know who he is. But known as the cosplay detective due to the strange outfits he wears while on stakeouts. Sprinting alongside him was a young man in a suit. Some words in red text. Some words in the text appear in red. Red text denotes important keywords so that you jump between different protagonists. This allows you to shift between characters at specific points. This will also allow you to clear out, keep out another character's story and let you read on. If you come across red text, press underline it. Okay. Window will appear allowing you to jump from one protagonist to another at that point, then press X to continue. The other character's story after the keep out. Give it a try. Alright, that seems... I assume that it seems a little convoluted here for tutorial sake, but at later points it will make a little more sense. Yeah, this is quite the tutorial level, yeah. By performing a jump from this screen, you can advance to another protagonist story past to keep out. Press X to confirm and jump over to Kano's story. Like, I'm assuming in this case it's just a basic level how to do it, but I'm also assuming later on there'd be examples of, like, you have to see something that you couldn't have seen from character A's perspective as character B, and then swap back to A. I'm assuming something like that. So... like, it seems unnecessary here, but I'm assuming that's just for tutorial reasons. I get the concept of what we're doing. Let's go, Kano. On it. Sasayama and Kano leapt into action. You did it! Jump was successful! In 428, you will often need to jump to get past another character's keep out. Jump from red keywords to clear keep out. Got it. Keep this in mind as you advance. Do the story. Okay, there won't be any more tutorial messages for a while. If you get stuck somewhere, try changing protagonist or making different decisions to advance. You can now use the time chart in the main menu. From the main menu you can access gameplay explanations and adjust settings. Press triangle to open time chart and options to open main menu. Okay. Hour and 15 minutes in, we can access the menu. Red herring moment, jumping to another story actually fails you. Oh, for sure that's going to happen. But they never expected what happened next. With the case clutched in both arms, the man suddenly veered, running right towards them. What? Catching sight of the two detectives, the suspect staggered to a halt, then bolted off in a new direction. Kano whipped off his costume glasses, and followed in hot pursuit. Also apparently whipped his banana peel off. Why did you have to whip off the glasses? At the crosswalk, the signal changed to red, and the flow of foot traffic abruptly halted. Just as quickly, hundreds of cars all lurched back into motion. There was no escape for the culprit now. Or so it appeared. The converging cops slowed their pace, confident their man was cornered. Then the foreigner barreled straight into the intersection, dodging between the oncoming cars without any hesitation. The mob of detectives came to a halt, not eager to rush to their deaths along with him. Kano, however, remained in hot pursuit, charging into the traffic at the crossing. Kano, are you crazy? Come back! Kano heard Sasayama shouting, but his feet kept carrying him onward. Yup, that seems smart. With shouts and sirens echoing all around him, Kano closed in on the foreigner. Just a little closer, and he'd be in tackling range. Don't know why I coughed today, but you know. He leaned forward, preparing to pounce, his eyes fixed on the culprit's feet. It was now or never. Kano, back off! Don't take him down! It was Kuze, shouting through Kano's earpiece. Huh? Kano hesitated in surprise. Had he really just been ordered not to apprehend the criminal? Let him go for now. The real perp is someplace else. Perp is police jargon for perpetrator, referring to the fact that the principal offender in this case must be elsewhere. What had happened to the plan? He'd been told that all personnel were to secure the area ASAP. Didn't HQ want them to catch the perpetrator? Arrest team, stay on the foreigner's trail. This team dedicated exclusively to the task of apprehending the criminal. Yeah. Forensics team, get busy cross-referencing photos. Even if this foreigner was only an underling hired for this one task, the police had now tipped their hand that they'd been lying in wait. If they didn't lock things down now and get more info on the kidnapper, a girl's life might be at stake. Kano recalled another maxim from his dick diary. As you do in tough times. Dick dictum 12. Always assume a worst-case scenario. If Kuze had told him to let the guy go, that implied he was counting on the team that was now in position. But if the crook had planned a way to break through the police dragnet and escape with the ransom, and he succeeded, what was the right call here? Should he take this guy down or back off after all? Okay, here we go. So, what do we think in chat? Letting the perp escape now is too big of a risk. He had to catch this guy. Or let the other officers chase after the guy. Kano had his own job. What is his own job? Always pick A first. A is always appropriate. That's fair. Always gotta follow the dick dictums? When in doubt, follow your dick. Diary. Yeah, that's fair too. So we got two people saying A. That works. I'm liking it. Yeah, let's go. Letting the perp escape now is too big of a risk. He had to catch this guy ASAP. The man darted down a narrow alleyway. Kano ran faster. The man sprinted through the side streets. Evidently, he knew his way around Shibuya pretty well. Eep! Someone's taken Hitomi! Kano recognized Kuze's trademark squawk immediately. Subject is male. He appears to be carrying a gun. He's fleeing in the direction of Mijidori. What? Kano could hardly believe it. Hitomi had been kidnapped? Had she been abducted by whoever had taken Maria? But why? Someone must have been waiting for the moment when the police took their eyes off her. Something's very wrong here. What in the world is going on? Kano saw that the road forked up ahead. The man with the attaché case ran to the left. If the man who'd taken Hitomi was heading towards Mijidori, there's a good chance he'd gone down one of the alleyways off to the right. Making a snap judgment, Kano told the detective behind him to follow the case snatcher. Then turned and headed down the nearest alleyway. Oh, I thought that was going to be another choice for us, but alright. After darting through the side streets, he spotted a different man, another foreigner. Always foreigners, what the hell? Crossing an intersection a few dozen meters ahead. The man was dressed in black, just like the guy who grabbed the ransom money. Kuse's right. The kidnapper wasn't acting alone. But wait, something was amiss. Hitomi isn't with him. Where was she? Kano skidded around the corner, then stopped short. The man in black was standing there, pointing a gun right at him. Before Kano could react, the man fired. Oh well, I think we hit a bad end, guys. Kano felt hot all over, as if he were on fire. All except for his cheek, pressed against the asphalt, and the palms of his hands. They felt so cold. Yeah, we may have, picked the wrong... There was nothing he could do. Nothing, that is, except to lie there and watch as his killer turned and walked away. Welp. Number 4, shot by a foreigner. By trying to find the man who'd taken Hitomi, Kano ran into a different criminal, and unfortunately for him, he got shot. If the criminal hadn't been able to get near Hitomi, she probably wouldn't have been taken. Have Akechi make the choice to talk to Hitomi. Oh, I guess... I'm assuming the hints get less... Alright. Well, yep, guess it's a dead end. Just seeing what other ones they got around here. Oh, there's a choice there. Oh, they did specify that choice didn't matter. Right? I'm hoping we don't have to go back to that one, because they did specify that didn't matter. I know they said to go back to the other side. But I kind of want to see how this other one plays out. Just to see. Yeah, exactly. That's my thought, too. Yeah, read this. To be. Kuse's instructions had been clear. Let the other officers chase after the guy. Kano had his own job to do. He broke off his pursuit, pointing the next wave of detectives in the direction the foreigner had fled. Kano had almost gotten close enough to get a good look at the guy's face. But if Kuse had ordered him to let the guy go, well, his boss should know what he was doing. The perp was someone else's problem now. He had just ceased his pursuit when Kuse's panicked voice sounded shrill in his ear. Eep, someone's taken Hitomi. Kano recognized Kuse's trademark squawking immediately. Subject is male, he appears to be carrying a gun. He's fleeing in the direction of Mijidori. What? Kano could hardly believe it. Hitomi had been kidnapped? And she'd be... same stuff. But why? Someone was waiting for the moment police took their eyes off her. Something's very wrong. Kano hurried to search for the man who'd taken Hitomi. I imagine this is going to end the same way. If he was heading toward Mijidori, there's a good chance he'd gone down one of the alleyways nearby. I'm sensing this leads the same way. Turning through the side street, he spotted a different man. Yep. Okay, so this is the same stuff. Is there a way to skip it? Adjust brightness. Really? That's... You hold R1 to adjust brightness, by the way. I was looking for a button to skip text, and I found adjust brightness. Not in the menu. R1. Okay. Didn't expect that. Not gonna lie. That caught me off guard. Oh, there's autoplay. That's not what I'm looking for, though. Aha. Time chart, bad ending list settings. Controls. Show summary, scroll through text log. Hide text. It says R1 is hide text, which is clearly not. Time chart, autoplay off, close summary, select top. Jump. Oh, you can just hold X. Okay. Yeah, R1 plus directions adjust background brightness. Okay. I'm assuming this is all the same, so I'm just gonna let it go. Yeah. Welp. 2 different paths, both get a shot. One way we'd follow him a little more, but that's about the only difference. So we're definitely back to the other guy. Shot by a foreigner. Well, we skipped bad ending 2 and 3 so far. Let's be honest, we'll find them. We know what A does over here, though. Maybe if we just don't jump. We'll try B and just don't jump and see how that goes. Because then somebody will be, like, around. Parking floor to open up. Ugh. No, that just brings us to our original bad end, I think. I don't think you were here for that one. If we pick A, which was the default one, they arrest him. The guy we were just chasing after grabs the stuff and gets away. That's true. We haven't seen it from his perspective. Yeah. Yeah, that was our default story. But you're right, we haven't seen it from his perspective. But I'm going to try this path first. Like, if this doesn't get us the answer, we'll try that one. Huh? And then come up. Yep, I saw this one. I should have just gone from the jump, actually, if I was thinking about it. That face. Yeah, I should have gone from the jump instead of the decision, but whatever. Almost man. Man in a suit. Yep. And seemingly from everywhere, a whole bunch of other guys burst into motion. First one, then another. A third, a fourth, a fifth. Over a dozen now. What the heck? Clearly something big was going down. Were they after the attaché case? Within moments, Achi lost sight of them all through the crowd. With that many people chasing him, the guy with the case was sure to get caught. Lies, actually. But wait. What about that girl? Achi turned back around. The girl was still there. She was staring in the direction that the man who'd taken the case had gone, a worried expression on her face. Couldn't shake the feeling something was very wrong. Maybe he should talk to her and ask what was going on. Well, just a crazy day. Had to be shooting a scene for a film or something. Be a mistake. So clearly we gotta pick this one to, like, you know. Achi couldn't shake the feeling that something was very wrong. Maybe he should talk to her and ask what was going on. But just as he was making up his mind, a middle-aged man in a ratty business suit shuffled awkwardly over to her first. What a guy, right? Was there something wrong with one of his legs? He was using a cane to walk. Then one of his hands slipped into his jacket pocket. Achi could scarcely believe his eyes. A gun. A revolver? Colt Detective Special, a .38 caliber revolver introduced in 1927 by Colt's Manufacturing Company. A classic example of a snub-nosed revolver. As the name implies, the weapon is frequently carried by detectives, narcotics officers, and the likes for self-defense. Suddenly, a young man came running through the crowd. Seeing him, the man with the cane turned on his heel and vanished in the scramble. Something big was going down. What is all this? The young man was closing in on the girl, his expression grim. Yeah. That guy's up to no good. Achi sprang into motion. Did he just kick the guy in the back in the middle of a crowded street after seeing a dude with a gun run away? I can only imagine this game was fun to write and translate and localize, but it seems like they had a good time taking the pictures for it, too. Leaping high, Achi delivered a flying kick right between the man's shoulder blades. As you do. The guy went down, but recovered surprisingly fast, spinning back to his feet to grapple with Achi. What the hell is your problem? The hell is your problem, man? Achi snapped. The two stood staring each other down as the crowd swirled around them. I like how 50-plus undercover operatives sprang into motion and chased a dude who stole an attaché case from a young woman in the middle of a crowded park. And then after that, a guy shows up with a gun, runs away as a dude flying karate kicks another man in the back, and the crowd is unfazed by every aspect of it and just goes about their day. Like, That's too real. Let go of me. You let go of me first. After you let go of me, sure. You first, pal. Don't you call me pal, man. Don't call me buddy, pal. Damn it, don't call me... Damn it. Don't call me man, pal. Neither man was willing to yield. They got me. They got me. I can't believe they got me, but they did. Oh, now, okay. The crowd had parted to avoid the scuffle. Passerby was standing from all sides. Well, crap. Achi got a sudden sinking feeling. What the hell am I even doing? Jumped in over my head, as usual. Jump kicked in over your head. More like it. His anger melted away. He loosened his grip. Without further argument, the other man let go of Achi's jacket. Turning quickly away, the stranger hurried over to the statue of Hachiko, where he dropped to his knees, dejected. The girl who'd been standing there was nowhere to be seen. Yeah, well, you distracted yourself. Maybe this was the guy she'd been waiting on. The guy was clearly upset that she was missing. Achi actually felt kind of bad for him. Maybe he shouldn't have kicked him. He decided it would be wise to leave while the guy's attention was elsewhere. Sorry, dude, bye! Whew. He hurried back along the road to his house. The wind had gone out of his sails, and he didn't feel much like cleaning up trash anymore. Oh well, guess I'll read some manga and go to bed. It's like 11 a.m. It's like 11 a.m. Better play it safe before the day got any worse. Like, I got a weird sleep schedule, don't get me wrong, but I don't wake up at like 9, go out, harass some street thugs, judo kick a dude, read manga and go to bed in the span of an hour and a half, tussle with a stranger. Alright, so for now I'm not going to read the hints unless I get stuck, because they seem to just be like, that's what you should do. So I guess we're going to do the, what's the deal, I guess? It's true, you can read manga for a while. That's fair. He did not specify the amount of time. It seems like not going to her is a bad decision, but also we'll see. Well, whatever, another crazy day in Shibuya. They had to be shooting a scene, because, like, I guess maybe letting that guy get there would help. It'd probably be a mistake to intrude. Yeah, I bet that's what this is. Some TV show about a kidnapping and the girl had to make the ransom handoff. There's probably some actor looking around here playing the suave, handsome detective. Achi gave a chuckle and turned away. A soothing breeze blew by as wispy clouds drifted overhead. They picked a nice day for a shoot. Smiling inwardly, he resumed his trash-picking mission, wondering what other surprises the day would hold. Oh, a few moments later he heard a loud bang and the scramble went into an uproar. Huh, someone blew a tire. I like how we've committed to the blissful ignorance route. People were running from all directions to see what had made the sound. Oh, maybe they're shooting an action scene now. Achi was a tad bit curious, but he strolled away from the scramble without looking back. Maybe he'd head out to Yatsuya today to stretch his legs a bit. Neighborhood in the Shinjuku ward of the southeastern part of Tokyo, approximately 4 kilometers northeast of Shibuya Station. While the numbers 4 to 8 in Japanese can be pronounced the same as the syllables for the name Shibuya, they can also be pronounced like the syllables for Yatsuya. Additionally, April 28th is both Shibuya Day and Yatsuya Day, along with senior. That was way more information than I expected. It was best not to get distracted. There was trash that needed collecting. Ooh. That's true, not getting shot in the face is a way better bad end. Your future is garbage. Alright. I'm not sure if I should be checking the hints or not, or if they're just, like... So the other choice is... No, we did that one. What was it? The other choice that we didn't pick is the approach a girl, right? Maybe we learned something else from that point of view? I don't know. Alright, well, let's offer to carry something. Now what kind of person makes a young lady lug around something heavy like that? Hachi figured he'd offer to carry it for her. The girl kept shifting her grip. It was clearly a strain for her to keep holding the case, but she didn't set it down. Yes, but there's also the possibility that, like, we didn't go back enough, or there was, like, maybe once we learn something, like red text appears somewhere else, so I'm going to keep bouncing around. Whatever was inside, it had to be something pretty important. Hachi made his way over to her, bristling inwardly at whoever had left her waiting like this. If I were you, I'd bust the head of the punk that's keeping you waiting. Huh? That thing looks heavy. Let me carry it for you. The girl stared back at Hachi with wide eyes, but said nothing. Really, I'm happy to help. I'm not going to steal it or anything. His tone was hurried, and he impulsively reached for the attaché case. An instant later, a group of men descended on him from all sides. Look at the guy in the top left. Look at the guy in the top right. Look at all of them. They definitely had fun making this game. What? Hey! What the hell? For an instant, Hachi froze, unable to process just what was happening. He tried to run, but the men shoved him unceremoniously to the ground and held him there. They were shouting about something or other, but he couldn't make out their words. The more he tried to struggle, the harder they held him down. The hell is this? You can tell us that down at the precinct. A man in a suit knelt alongside him, flashing a police badge. Badge, okay. What, you're arresting me? The heck did I even do? Instead of answering, they shoved Hachi into the back seat of a patrol car. He gazed dejectedly out the window. You could still see the girl. She didn't have the case anymore. Now she was talking to a man with a cane. Was he the person she'd been waiting for? Oh, well there's the guy with the cane. And the gun. I guess we see him in this route. A moment later the car turned the corner, and the two of them slipped out of view. Hachi slumped back in the seat, skulking and silent. Did somebody show you their attorney's badge? Several hours passed. After a bunch of pointless questioning, the police finally determined he was an innocent, and his father came to pick him up. For a long while, Hachi just stared intently out the window of the car. Finally, his father caught his attention. The old man seemed to be in a surprisingly good mood, despite having to collect his son from the jailhouse. Hachi, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's about me taking over the shop. Now's not the time, okay? No, it's not that. Look, let's just get home first. Sure, don't feel like going out today anyway. But now I'm curious, what do you want to talk about? I have some good news. I think you'll be pleased. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I like the sound of that. What part of good news you'll be happy? Please don't tell me you're getting remarried or something. Dad, I really don't like the sound of that. And so began a very long conversation. Bad end? Yup. Bad end. Arrested. Just trying to be nice. His heart was in the right place, but the timing was a bit off. Yeah, no kidding. Alright. So we've hit a few bad ends. Bad end, bad end. That doesn't change much. Part of me wants to try that, but they absolutely said this doesn't matter. Okay, so we obviously have to go here and pick B. Like, for sure. Kinda wish I could speed it up a little more, but like, whatever. Gotta dump the trash. Yep. State. Somewhere that lets you go forward. Yep. Yeah, we'll find a state. I'm assuming it's going to be another jump or something like that. It seems like we tried everything but going way back to the first one, which we could try. I'm also just going to see the hints on the ones that we do. Couldn't shake the feeling something's very wrong. So we know another crazy day is not the right way, right? But it seems like both of these lead to the same one. This one lets us kick a dude, I guess. We'll check that ending. And we still see the dude. Right? That's gotta be something. We see the dude, he's got a gun. It's just way more info. Even if it's like a bad end, it still seems closer to correct than not. We just need to not judo kick him. Like, yeah. If we had the choice to not judo kick the fool, things would go smoother. Yeah, this is gonna play out. Can't believe they got me with the, "Don't call me pal, man." Damn it. Well, guess all's well that ends well, right? Yeah. Gotta clean up trash, read manga, go to bed, you know. Yep, another bad end. This young man, it was Kano, disrupted the detective's sting. If Achi hadn't acted on impulse when he saw Kano heading for Hitomi, things might have gone differently. How can you make sure Kano doesn't return to the Scramble and startle Achi? He lies further along in Kano's story. Okay. But Kano keeps dying. Definitely, okay, so that's definitely the point. We just have to get Kano to not come back there and get shot. Or, yeah. I doubt it's this early one. Like, there's no way it's this, but I have to try it. I have to try it, even though I know it can't be this. The game told us it's not this. But also, yeah, the fact that it's like he hesitated. Yeah. Just watch for a minute. Young man slunk away. Yep, okay. Yeah, so nothing changed there. Guess it wasn't him. Yep, okay. So then it's gotta be here. Right? I wonder if anything we did in the other path changes something here? I'm gonna try to catch the guy. That's true, the game could absolutely trick me. Alright, so we'll chase after him. I was hoping they'd give me more of a chance over here. I did see the gun through Achi's church. Maybe, that would be handy. Go. Oh! Yeah, that's new. Hold on. Okay. You had to catch this guy ASAP. The man darted down a narrow alleyway. Kano ran faster. The man sprinted through the side streets. Evidently he knew his way around Shibuya, so that we had seen before. He noticed two people over by a trash pile. At first they appeared to be a young couple. Yep, the scene changed. Gotcha. Mr. Kuze, I've located Hitomi Osawa. The couple took off running. The rough-looking guy dragged Hitomi by the hand. She's with a man in his 20s. Looks like she's being led away against her will. Clarify, please, Kuze demanded. What's going on? I'm not sure. Was this guy a member of some criminal group? Criminal cleaning group? Looks like the two were running away from something. Alright, we'll handle the foreigner. You go after Hitomi. Got it. Kano sprang into action. Sir, it's the trash man. Stop right there. The young man glanced back at Kano, but rather than stopping, he picked up speed, continuing to drag Hitomi along with him. She didn't seem quite able to keep up. Since you got shot before, you picked a branch boy's path. Yeah. Yep. I guess. It just seems like potentially trial and error. I'm sure, like, it's just bouncing between stuff. Like, whatever. Let's see. She didn't seem quite able to keep up. Kano knew he could catch them. Just released a free digital expo game for their games. Oh, interesting. That's cool. He tried to close the distance in a sprint. After a short distance, the young man stopped, realizing he couldn't outrun his pursuer. Aim to show off their upcoming games. I mean, why not? I suppose? Shielding Hitomi behind him, he glowered at Kano. Why did you run off? Kano demanded. Because you were chasing us. A blatant lie. People didn't just bolt like that without good reason. People don't just chase others without... I mean... The young tough started edging away, keeping Hitomi behind him. Kano followed. Look, just let the girl go. I glanced back at Hitomi. She shook her head fearfully. Maybe this troublemaker had warned her to keep her mouth shut. Got this, Kano. Just don't let them out of your sight. Gah! A sudden blow to the top of his head left him staggering. His eyes spun as he reeled with vertigo. There was a flapping sound, and a vague black shape wheeled above him. Was that a crow? Yeah, it looks like a crow. Mm-hmm. Yup. The dick diary betrayed him. It was the last thing Kano saw before his vision went dark. You could say he got dicked over. Was that a crow? In the midst of chasing the man who snatched the attaché case, Kano happened across Hitomi and Achi. While confronting them, he suffered a blow to his head and was knocked out cold. But Achi only came this way because he thought it was the quickest way to escape with Hitomi. If he'd gone for the police box instead, things might have gone differently. 10:35. I don't even know if we have that path yet. Guess we'll find out. Maybe because we did that, he doesn't show up here now, and we have the choice to not tackle him? I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess that shifted this current time frame. So it doesn't seem like it's just me checking paths. It seems like the current state of the board, as it were, is the path I've taken right now. So right now, the timeline is set that I don't chase the dude on foot. I don't know. I'm guessing the timeline is set that he doesn't come back to Shibuya right now. I'm gonna roll with that. Yep. Taking the case. He's worried, so we should go after her. Clearly B is the wrong answer here in pretty much any scenario, it seems. Like, B seems to be just wrong. Village man in a business suit. He's got a limp, he's got a cane. Okay, so it seems that way. So before we had it so that he came back here, but now it's set that he doesn't, so we can see things from our point of view that led up to that. Actually, forward still fail if something else... Yeah, that's what it seems, yep. So a reason to retry things with just a different setup. Could scarcely believe his eyes. He had a gun! It's actually a three-way state. Yeah, exactly. Now we know. It works. That's new too. With a single fluid motion, the man lifted up the gun and pointed it in the girl's direction. He was aiming right for her head. Well, yeah, last time he picked out his gun and just kind of went, I'm gonna leave. Ooh, hiccup, sorry. Huh? The girl had noticed the man with the cane now. Seeing the gun pointed right at her, she froze in fear. Achi didn't hesitate. Breaking into a full run, he tackled the gunman with all his might. Caught off guard, the man sprawled to the pavement. But the would-be assailant kept hold of his weapon and quickly scrambled back to his feet. Achi knew he had to act fast. He grabbed the ashen-faced girl by the arm and attempted to drag her away. "This way!" he shouted. She just stared at him, uncomprehending, trembling like a startled animal. "Come on, run!" Finally, the girl snapped out of her daze and gave a fearful nod. "The police box, let's go. Let's just get out of here." So we know now that police box is probably a decent way. We'll go with that. We're still going to hit a bad end at some point, but we'll go with that. The police box, let's go. The doctor will help us. When in doubt, The doctor. Still pulling the girl by the hand, Achi headed for the police box outside the train station. God, I'll get slapped by book. Oh, you're right. That would have been good too, sorry. But it was... I'm sure we're going to have to try that path at some point too. But it was empty. There was always policemen staffing these things. Why did it have to be unmanned now? Well, now we might get shot. Achi flashed a worried glance behind him and saw the assassin in pursuit like a man possessed. Yikes, this is not good. There was nothing they could do but run. With the frightened girl in tow, Achi ran beneath the JR Yanamote Line railway overpass. Railway loop line services Tokyo Metropolis. Sometimes crowded as high as 216% capacity. Damn. Roughly 300 people riding in a space designed for 143 passengers. Wow. Don't worry, just trust me, he told her. But first... They sped past the convenience store where an employee was cleaning up the sidewalk. Here, take this, will ya? Achi tossed over the bag of trash. Huh? Wait, what? This way. They slipped through the crowd and into a nearby back alley. But this way's a dead end, the girl said breathlessly. Like I said, just trust me. Stopping abruptly, Achi kicked down a wooden plank covering a gap between two buildings, clearing a space that a person could fit through. See, you can get away through here. In you go. But the girl just stood there, looking terrified. What's the matter? Achi asked. Come on, we gotta hurry. But I... She looked at him as if he too was about to pull a gun on her. He could hardly blame her. After all, he was just some random guy who had turned up out of nowhere. This was no time for dawdling. The man with the cane appeared at the end of the alley. If they just stood there, he was going to catch them. Okay, sweetheart, hear me out, really, he said in a rush. The name's Achi Endo. I live in the neighborhood, and I'm not the kind to stand idly by when a girl is being chased by some killer, or anyone for that matter. So please, just trust me, and I'll do my best to keep you safe. He hoped the look in his eyes could convince her he was being on the level. After a painfully long moment, the girl nodded her acceptance. Phew. Right, let's start with this. Ed paused besides an enormous stack of beverage crates. With a quick shove, Achi knocked the whole pile down, sending it cascading across the pursuer's path. That'll stop a man with a gun who's directly in front of you. Now that was a close call. The man with the cane was floundering, struggling to get past the fallen crates. My bad, man, Achi called out. Mind cleaning that up for me? Why would you taunt a man with a gun? The man scowled back at them and fumbled for his gun. Yeah. Achi flashed him a wave goodbye, then slipped away behind the building with the girl. Don't taunt a dude with a gun. Run from them, sure, yeah, keep running. Log lady? Hurrying down a narrow alleyway, they emerged into a side street lined with dive bars and clubs. Assuming the man with the cane hadn't given up, he would probably lie in wait on the path back to the main road. Achi decided their best bet was to try and stay inconspicuous rather than risk getting caught in the move. Guess we can lie low here for a bit, he said. He led the girl to the entrance of a tiny old hostess club. She followed him reluctantly. Achi flicked the switch inside the front door, and a chintzy chandelier glowed to life. He sat the girl down on the small sofa beside the counter. She gave him a worried look. Achi felt a pang of embarrassment as he realized what she must be thinking. Oh no, don't get the wrong idea. I'm not going to try any funny business. Someone I know used to run this place. It's not in business anymore, so I figured we're safe here. It's not in business, but it's open and the power's on? The girl chuckled at his evident discomfort. Alright then, she said. So, we good? We're good. Okay, well, good. Achi made a vague attempt to straighten his disheveled clothes. So how about some introductions? I'm Achi Endo, like I said earlier. You could just call me Achi. I am Hitomi Osawa. You can call me Hitomi, I guess. With each new word out of Hitomi's mouth, Achi felt his heart sing. She was charming, personable, just about everything about her was captivating. Dude, you're running from a guy with a gun. She's had her sister abducted, she's had a gun pulled on her, she's had her money stolen, she's been chased. Now's not the time. Achi had never met another girl like her. Achi? Bwah. Bwah. Something the matter? You're spacing out there for a bit. Yeah, not the time for spacing out. What if he bursts through the door, huh? Achi shook his head to dispel his daze. Damn it! Yeah, this is no time to get all starry-eyed. He needed to think of some way to keep her safe from the guy who was after her. Look, can you tell me what the heck is going on? Please, I need to know if I'm going to help you. I assume he means I need to know what's going on if I'm going to help you, not I need to know whether or not I'm going to help you. Right, okay. Not really sure where to begin. He told me to look down, lost in thought. Apparently hers was a long story. Alright, she said, at last. I guess I'll just explain things as they happened. Wait, hold up. Could you keep it as simple as you can? I mean, I'm not really the sharpest tool in the shed. Complicated explanations ain't exactly my strong suit. Okay, Hitomi chuckled, I'll try my best. She got comfortable and then started her story. Recap. So, last night somebody abducted my sister. The kidnapper demanded that I make the ransom handoff personally. He told me to stand by the statue of Hachiko in Shibuya at 10 o'clock in the morning to make the exchange. So I did. And this man came by and took the attaché case... Oh, hold on. With the money, and then afterwards that other guy with the cane turned up and pointed his gun at me and... Whoa, I'm sorry, hold up a sec. Achi had suddenly lost the thread. Oh... Literally told me what I already did. Okay. Okay. Could you say that again, but like simpler? Sure. I'm just having trouble following is all. What is that face? I mean, is this the plot to some movie or soap opera? No, that's not. Or some kind of hidden camera show? This is real. This is really happening. Achi is excited. The look in Hitomi's eyes was dead serious. She's got to be telling the truth. What would be the point of lying? And he had seen the attaché case and the gunman himself. How much was the ransom, if you don't mind me asking? Hitomi hesitated. 500 million yen, she said after a moment. Achi gave a whistle of amazement. The detectives told me that was a typical amount for a kidnapper to ask for. It's plenty, that's for sure. I guess there's good money in that sort of thing. As soon as the words were out, he realized his blunder. Ah, sorry, I shouldn't have put it that way. He fidgeted awkwardly and Hitomi looked away. I'm an idiot, but okay, I think I get this kidnapping thing. So I'm guessing those guys who chased the guy who took the ransom were undercover cops, yeah? He replayed the scene in his head. But then, the kidnapper took the attaché case and ran, right? So if you were empty-handed, why'd that guy with the cane come after you? I'm honestly not sure. Hitomi's words trailed off. This was clearly difficult for her to talk about. Anyway, we should probably get you to the police as soon as we... No, we can't do that. Hitomi's tone was resolute. I can't take this to the police. Why not? Why not indeed? Achi waited for an answer, but none came. After a long and awkward silence, she stood up from her seat. I really appreciate the help, but I should go now. She gave Achi a deep bow. Nuh-uh, hold on. What do you mean, go? Go where? He hurried to intervene as she headed for the door. I don't want to cause you any more trouble. I'll figure the rest out on my own somehow. Hey, I said hold on. Hitomi ignored him and opened the door, and their argument came to an abrupt halt. Standing there was the man with the cane, his revolver in his hand. Hello. Welp. Oh, not a bad end, technically. Achi Endo's 10 o'clock story ends here. However, Shinya Kano still has more to do. Read along further in Kano's story. Okay, so we completed that one. Do we go back and see him get hit by the book though? Do we go back to that? But we might have to replay all of this again. I kind of want to see him get hit by the book though. Not gonna lie, I kind of want to see him get hit by the book. Did you could scroll down through stuff you've already read? Yeah, that's fair. Alright, it's book time. We did that one. Let's just get out of here. The would-be assassin was getting back on his feet. Hachi grabbed the girl by the hand. Run! Without so much as a backward glance, he led her beneath the railway overpass for the Yanamote line. He needed to get as far away as possible fast. Their best bet was to head towards the east side of the station. It was less crowded there. It would be easier to run. Don't worry, you can trust me. Dragging the hesitant girl behind him, he took off through the crowd. Suddenly it dawned on him that he still held the trash bag in his other hand. You know, this thing's gonna be a real pain in my ass. Hachi paused just long enough to toss the trash into a garbage bin as they passed by a park, then took off again. Someone shouted from behind, "Stop right there!" Hachi looked back in alarm to see a stranger charging after them. It was one of the guys from the crowd who had run after the attaché case snatcher. You gotta be kidding me, now he's chasing us? Whoever he was young and fit and gaining fast. Realizing the girl could never outrun this guy, Hachi stopped abruptly. Shielding her behind him, he turned to face the stranger. Why did you run off? Because you were chasing us. The other fellow eyed Hachi said skeptically. Maybe he was a buddy of the man with the cane. Keeping his guard up, Hachi began to back away. Look, just let the girl go. The guy was acting like he knew her. Hachi glanced back, but the girl only shook her head. Wide-eyed. The other man's posture shifted, preparing to lunge. But as Hachi braced himself for a scuffle, something came crashing down upon the stranger's head. Gah! Down he goes. His eyes wobbled and spun in their sockets, and he collapsed in a heap on the ground. And there, standing behind him, was the girl he'd helped out earlier, the one he'd saved from the hustlers. Yeah! Yeah! Hell yeah! Hey, you're that girl from this morning. Are you okay? Next to the fallen pursuer's form was a rather thick book. Continuity! She nodded towards it. He looked dangerous, so I just threw that at him. Oh yeah, thank you. This saves my bacon big time. It's the least I can do after the way you helped me out earlier. Sure thing. You should probably get out of here before the guy comes too. Like you said, he's probably dangerous. Right. Hachi scooped up the heavy book and handed it to the girl, who promptly left the scene. Now we better get out of here. The girl nodded. They started down the street, only to see the man with the cane round a corner a few dozen meters ahead. Ah, this is not good. The assassin had stopped them, and he hurried in their direction. This way! Hachi led the girl to a nearby alleyway. This way is a dead end, the girl said breathlessly. This might play out the same way. Yeah. Yeah. So it looks like it's the same stuff from there. Well, we're gonna have to go back because that's where Kano's story ends there, with a bad end. So we have to go back. But presumably they'll show it differently here. Like, I'm just... Oh. Can I not go there? Oh. Well, I'm gonna see it through to the end then. Like, I'm still gonna see it through, because, like... Why not? Oh, could you stop dropping frames, internet? It looked like it was all the same stuff. Hold on, is there a way to autoplay faster? Nope. It's the same speed as if I was doing it. The thing is, we're gonna have to go back to the other path anyway. Check the time chart, might show an end. What's that? This still shows the to be continued. So we do have to go back here, and I guess we'll just, it looks like it just changes it there as soon as we pick it, so we can just set it to A. It saves that. And now, when we look over here, here, it's set to A. So we can go back over here. Which I think this is the one. Okay, so now we should, I don't know if it's going to play out any differently, but we'll find out. So we know we're good on the other character side. We know Achi is good. All the decisions we should have to make are here. I don't know which one's right for now, so we're just going to pick this. To be a risk, I had to catch this guy ASAP. Like, we know both of these can get me shot, but we'll find out. Man shot, this is new, shot into a major thoroughfare, then bolted up to a pedestrian bridge. Just where the heck was this guy heading? Oh, the guy that shot us is chasing Achi now. Achi, whatever. So, like, he's not going to shoot us now, I don't think. So we're going to this one. Halfway across the bridge, the man stopped abruptly. Cautious, Kano stopped as well. That's a face. Height, roughly 190 centimeters. Age, 30s. Hair, dark brown. Clothing, all black. That's the case, dude, yep. A moment later, the man flashed a triumphant sneer, and he held up the attaché case. Before Kano could even yell, "Stop!" it was already too late. The man threw the attaché case down to the roadway below. No! It's panicking. Kano peered over the... Why? Your job is to get this guy, not the money. Oh, a man on a motorcycle is waiting beneath the bridge. Okay. I've been had. Kano bit his lip. Hard. Damn it! Kano sprinted back down the bridge. Hearing the bike's engine roar to life, he had to make it in time. Descending the stairs, 4 at a time, he leapt towards the roadway, but the bike sped out of reach. And roared away in the direction of Yoyogi, leaving Kano in its dust. Looking back up the overpass, he saw the man who'd thrown the attaché case running away. Should have jumped off the bridge. He handed the money off to someone else. He's currently on a motorcycle heading toward Yoyogi. His report to Kuze complete, yet Kano slumped down in dismay. The cops had played right into the criminals' hands. Now the crooks were getting away, and people's lives were in danger. Was there any greater failure for a policeman? Staring off into the distance where the man who'd thrown the case had disappeared, Kano gritted his teeth. Bad hand, they got away. Oh. Or not. To be continued. Okay. So they were going to get away. You finish reading both character stories for the hour. Of 10 o'clock, in 428 you'll make your way through all the protagonist stories in parallel like this. Once everyone has reached the end of a given hour, the next hour can begin. Okay, so we hit the ending. Neither of them had a great end of the hour, but it's the progression end at least. Can we drop the pleasantries? Sir, this is a waste of time. Did we finally hit the opening movie? You've got work. I've got work for you. It's like totally bogus. What makes any of this my crimes? 11 to noon. That did appear to be a rabbit, yeah. Well. Progress, yo. Progress. I'm probably going to play for like another hour or two, and then I'm going to break for food. And then tonight will still be Smash, don't worry. Excuse me. We have more characters, yo. We have more characters. This is the end of the tutorial for this part of the story. You can reread previous tutorial messages, and that's fine. There's a lot of important info in there, so reread it closely. Now, 428 has reached the 11 o'clock time block. You have 5 protagonists available. Whose story will you read first? We know who it's gotta be, right? Like, looking at this list, there is only one answer, right? It has to be. That's the only the only way we could start out, right? Like, I just want to see everyone else, but like, it has to be. Nobody's gonna argue with me on this one, right? Like, we all agree this is the logical, only possible solution. I can't believe the game's gonna have us pick this character. What if we become... I found this, there's a YouTuber, I was watching a bunch of her videos, and she really likes visual novels, and she did her, like, top 10 games of 2019, or top whatever games, I don't remember, list of her favorite games of 2019. And this was on there, and I was like, this is just weird enough, I have to try it. All the other ones seemed good too, even though I'm not the biggest, like, visual novel player. This just seemed so weird, the live action, the like, branching timelines, Spike Chunsoft. I was like, I have to. And then it went on sale like a few days later, and I went, welp. But I didn't want to tell anyone about it. And I was like, no, we're holding this. I mentioned that day, like, oh, I got a game. I'm not going to tell anyone what it is, but I'm going to stream it at some point. This was that game. It's so hot, this thing. Way too hot. I feel like I'm sitting in a sauna. Everybody else in the street looks nice and cool. But here I am, getting treated to my very own personal midsummer heat wave. On top of that, I can barely see, I can barely breathe, for that matter. But hey, what can I do? Huff, huff, pant, pant, huff, huff, pant, pant. Oh, I'm so thirsty. Some iced tea would be amazing right now. I'm gonna pass out from dehydration at this rate. A little close to home, visual. Yeah, I may as well admit it. I underestimated how tough this would be. I've never been in like a full like outfit myself, but just the Gyroskang outfit, which is lightweight. It's not real leather that was made out of, but like it's fairly lightweight. That's hot as hell. And my friends wear like mascot suits sometimes, and it's insane. Brief tangent. My first convention that I ever went to 10 years ago, where I cosplayed Stein, my friends were also in a Soul Eater group, and one of them was damn it, what's his name? Death, you know. I have a bad end from heat exhaustion, yeah. And it was so hot that just in the time it took us to do our photo shoot, in just the black outfit, the head covering with the mask and the big foam hands, their badge, like, if you've been to a con, you've seen like those little plastic badges they've got. And this was before they were just one piece. It was like a plastic holder and you put your badge inside. It fused. It fused the paper badge to the plastic. It melted. And I was like, oh. At that same time, somebody else was Free? Is that the werewolf's name? Yeah, Free. And I don't know how they didn't melt. Also, we're dropping frames. Sorry. It's still in the red. And it just keeps dipping. It's not bad, but it keeps dipping into the red. So if you end up falling behind, I apologize. It's internet. So yeah, like, I haven't been in those outfits, but I know it's got a suck. I may as well admit it. I underestimated how tough this would be. Who knew wearing a mascot costume could be so uncomfortable? A delicate young lady like myself has no business doing this sort of job. I suddenly have so much respect for the people in those superhero teen shows. Like, can you imagine doing action scenes in something like this? Yeah, it's not my fault, it's just internet. It's been this way for the past day. Well, you know. Heck, all I'm doing is standing here, and I'm this close to calling it quits. Maybe? That would be great. That would be great. But I can't. I need the work. I need the money. We never did get her name, did we? Wait, no, we did. But I forgot her name. We totally got her name. This is no time to be a wuss. If I give up on this, what else am I possibly going to do? Check out the revolutionary new diet drink, Burning Hammer. I'm going to get a lot of screenshots from this game. I thrust a free sample towards passerbys while shouting as loud as I can. I can't imagine a free portion, usually quite small, of a product given out to consumers as a sales gimmick. Allows them to test the quality and effect of a cosmetic or health product prior to purchase. Frequently referred to as a trial size, a freebie. Okay. Come on, and give it a try. And look at the time chart, figure out the name. It does. I don't remember what her name was when we checked it before. So, like, yes, her name is Tama. I don't remember the name from way back when. We could go back to that scene, but I don't care enough to do it. Oh, it's no use. People just walk by one after the other. They avoid looking at the sample. It's been like this ever since I started standing here. What gives? You'd figure at least one person would have taken a bottle by now. I mean, it's free, but I haven't managed to give away a single one. If this keeps up, there's no way I'm getting paid. And then this whole miserable experience will have all been for nothing. Just drink this and watch the pounds melt away. No exercising or dieting necessary. That sounds legit. I can hear the desperation in my own voice. Just burn, burn, burn those pounds away. They're giving me cold looks now. They probably think I'm some shyster trying to offload a dodgy product. Wow. Wow. It's that simple. That simple, folks. You just drink the weight away. I guarantee it. Heck, this whole thing reeks of a scam to me, too. In other words, it seems extremely dubious or suspicious. The word scam, referred to a type of dishonest scheme, is actually of unknown origin. Several folk entomologists have been proposed, including that it comes from a simple shortening of scandalous misdeeds, but these claims have little evidence to support them. Losing weight just by drinking some concoction is way too good to be true, yeah, and everyone knows it. But still, free is free. You'd think I'd be able to give away one or two. It's not like I'm not trying. Okay, pep talk time. You can do this. Don't forget, this is a kidnapping, gun-toting, people getting shot story. Don't forget that. Think about the money. Just start with one bottle. Alright, I'm gonna give this bottle away to the next person I see, no matter what. I close my eyes and gather my determination. I just need to get started, and the moment will build from there, or momentum will build from there. Of course. Alright, eyes open. There are two people walking in my direction. Wait, two? Oh no, which one do I pick? If I keep waffling, they're both going to pass me by. 1 second. I just need to hand this bottle off. Which one of these guys looks more likely to take it? Clutching the free sample in my furry fist, I try to force it on the businessman. Try to force it on the disheveled fellow to the right. Important life choices here. Gonna go on the guy on the right. Clutching the free sample in my furry fist, I try to force it off on the disheveled fellow to my right. To my surprise, he takes it. Huh? What's this? He asks, lifting an eyebrow as he looks at the bottle. I flap my fuzzy arms and strike a cute pose as I launch into the product pitch. Yep, definitely the undercover detective. Excuse me. It's Burning Hammer, the #1 new diet drink. Please give it a try. No thanks, the man says. I'm good. I keep my arms held open wide and pretend I didn't hear that. Look, he says, I'm in a hurry. You should give this to someone else. He tries to hand the sample back to me, but I hold my ground. We're going to start a street fight over this, aren't we? For a few moments, we are at a silent impasse. Maybe he's weirded out by my cat alter ego holding its freeze frame pose, because eventually he looks away, slips the bottle into his pocket, and walks off. I did it! I finally got someone to take one! But there's still so many samples left. My brief surge of excitement dies before it can even fully take hold. I wonder how the other mascot is doing about now. Did not expect the dramatic sound effect and zoom for that. There's a sale demo happening today at 1 o'clock at the Nokane building. Huh? Looks like the chicken has handed out all kinds of samples. I don't get it. How come nobody's taking any of mine? What could I possibly be doing wrong? Look at the clock. It's a little after 11. My morning of wandering around hawking diet drinks is just about over. I'll need to get ready to head over to the sales demo. I'd love to take the costume off, but then I'd have to carry it. The samples I haven't given out are almost too heavy as it is. Oh well, I might not have gotten results, but I tried my best. I sure hope they don't withhold my pay or anything. Hey, what gives? You got that many left? Hello, chicken man. Or chicken woman. Hello, chicken. The chicken speaks with a chicken woman. With a female voice. Yeah, I reply sheepishly. Nobody seems to want to take mine. Well, I mean, are you looking for the right targets? Huh? Like groups of girls or bored-looking older ladies. Those are the types you gotta be gunning for, you know. Wow, I hadn't even considered that. Now that she says it, it seems so obvious. This is a diet drink, after all. Of course I'm not gonna have any luck trying to foist it off on random guys. Well, whatever, the chicken says. Here, give me the samples you've got left. I handed over my samples, and the chicken The chicken dumps the whole lot into her basket. I'll drink whatever's left so they don't find out you didn't pass them out, she says. Huh? Wait, like all of them? Yeah, all of them. The chicken sounds pretty confident in herself. These may just be sample-sized bottles, but still, they add up to a lot. I can feel myself on the brink of tears at the kindness of her offer. Thank you so much. That's a huge help. Chicken is best friend. Yep. I bow deeply, which makes my mascot head wobble. Oh, Starbucks coffee. Leaving the station behind, we head down Center Guy towards the Nokane building, a multi-tenant office building in that part of town, located in Center Guy, Shibuya's downtown district. In addition to hosting the weight loss drink sales demo, the building is also home to the foreign capital protection firm Japan Cellcom, the IT mainstay Shibuya Anet-san, video game developer Shidari Tradeco, and Strike Back Labs, producer of the monthly magazine Science Strikes Back. Okay, I don't know any of those, but cool. The Burning Hammer sales demo is going to be held there this afternoon. The job's supposed to pay 10,000 yen for the day, but if we can sell at least 100 bottles of the demo, they've promised another 10,000 on top of that. So, $100 and 100 bonus. I need to make sure I sell those 100 bottles. I need that 20,000 yen, and I need it ASAP. That's a mascot, I guess. Why is she riding rocket-propelled diet drink bottles? Why her knees do that? Why her face do that? Apparently they sell it around the world. I see flags from everywhere. We arrive at the Nokane building, a rundown, multi-tenant office complex. We head into the room where the Burning Hammer sales demo is taking place. There are already about 50 seats set out. I wonder how many people the free samples will pull in. A stage has been set up at the far end of the room. That's where I'm going to be standing, sipping Burning Hammer while explaining its effects to the customers. Hurry up and take that thing off. The chicken flaps her wings as she speaks. Oh man, you can't just hop out of a mascot outfit like that. She's gonna be drenched in sweat. Like you gotta shower. There's no other option besides you have to shower now. It's kinda early, but come on, let's have lunch. You have to shower. For your own sake, if not the sake of people around you. I'm starving. Now that she mentioned it, I realize I'm pretty hungry myself. Also, hey Mitz, enjoy the lurk, but also welcome to Viperland of the chat. The demo's not starting for another 2 hours. Okay, that is time, mind you, but like, if you've been out in the sun in a mascot outfit in summer for a few hours, you don't just take it off and go about your day. No. I can't win a war against my stomach for that long. The chicken and I head to the waiting room where they've set out our lunches for us. Okay, mind getting my back real quick? The chicken asks. She arches her back towards me. Hold on. Just look at the great lunch they have laid out. Like one little bento box, some flyers, and some of the drinks they're trying to sell. That's their provided lunch. One large drink, thankfully, like it takes up such a small area of the table, why even bother? Oh sure, give me a sec. I try to unzip the back of the chicken suit, but my own suit's thick fuzzy fingers have a hard time of it. Yeah, true, but like maybe 4 bentos total?
Tasty.
Also very tasty, yes. What's the holdup? Come on, I'm roasting in this thing. Hurry up and get it off me. Almost got it. It's just awkward with these mitts. Finally, I get a hold of the zipper and yank it. Wouldn't the mitts just be gloves that you can take off, like, downward? You were wearing a hoodie under that? You're insane. You're insane. You're insane. What you don't... Roasting? That's stupid. That's stupid. That's stupid. You're an idiot. A girl emerges from the chicken as the chicken itself were an egg. A little hand fan ain't solving that problem. Again, I've gone to conventions with people who wear full mascot outfits. It's something you do for a period of time of like a half hour, 45 minutes, and then you go because you can't do it on it. Maybe they put it on after? That's even... No, that's not stupider, that's equally stupid. Not stupider, equally bad. Imagine getting out of a sweat-soaked factory and going, I need a hoodie right now. Whew, I'm alive. Her red sweatshirt is drenched. No, it was on the whole time. Almost at once, she's kicked back and cooling off with a hand fan. Sorry, but would you mind getting me too, I ask? Yeah, okay. I turn my back to the girl. I hear metal clacking behind me. At long last, I'm about to be free of this 5-ton fursuit. Breathable tight suit or something? Yeah, exactly. You'd have to. You'd have to. Hmm? Huh? The girl murmurs awkwardly. Huh? What? A spike of anxiety hits me. What's wrong, I ask. Yeah, that's a no-go. Zipper's busted. Oh no. What? Yeah, sorry, this thing ain't coming off. What? My vision goes dark. No, no, no! I tug desperately at the costume, but no luck. I'm trapped inside. Chainsaw it off. I mean, the head should be removable, right? Like, minimum? You should be able to take off gloves and head. Oh, what the crap. Oh, well, we can talk to the boss about it when he gets back, the girl says. I mean, it's not like we can just cut you off. Why can't you? Into Five Nights at Freddy's? Oh, for sure, yeah. This is how it all starts. She sounds entirely unconcerned. It's so unfair. I need to get out of this stuffy, sweltering steam bath as soon as possible. All I can do is clench my fist in impotent rage. But anyway, good work out there today, the girl continues. I'm Chiriko Osugi, by the way. You could just call me Chiri. She smiles as she introduces herself. I mean, I'm a pretty cheery gal after all. She breaks into a hearty guffaw. Oh, sure, I say. It's nice to meet you. Yeah, for sure. So I guess you're not going to be able to eat lunch in that getup. You can take the head off. The head is not... You just... That's it. Just... Simple. Might be hard to hold chopsticks, but, like, you could help her. If she's stuck in a sweltering suit, I don't think it's too much to ask to be like, hey, can you help me with some food? Huh? God, that's right. What should I do? Don't sweat it. Poor choice of words. Just leave it to me. Huh? I'll eat both lunches myself. Okay. That's relatable. Just stares at the camera. that turn straight to the camera and mascot outfit. Nice. Chiri doesn't even wait for me to reply before reaching for my lunch. Be ashamed to let it go to waste, she says. She makes it sound like leftover food is a bigger concern than my hunger. I can feel my appetite stirring all the more as she devours my meal with a satisfied grin on her face. Not only eats her meal first, before her own, just to make sure. A faint, pathetic gurgle rises from my belly. This is what leads to a murder. It's just a cheap little prepackaged box lunch, but right now it looks like a feast. So what's your name? Chiri asks. Her cheeks are still packed with rice. My name? My name is You Best Get Your Hands Off My Food Before I Take You Down. No, not a good day at all. Yeah. Oh, it's as I struggle to think of an answer, my eyes alight on the piece of tamagoyaki clutched between Chiri's chopsticks. I don't even know what that is. Oh, yellow slab of lightly grilled egg. Oh, that does sound great. Anything egg related, as long as it's not runny yolk, which I just don't like personally. Anything egg related, good. I am also really hungry right now. I want to make it to 5 and then I'll order food. Because that'll give us at least a 3-hour stream, which I feel like is at least, like, minimum. I can see the inside from the way it's been sliced. It looks somewhat undercooked. Come on, what's your name? I did not. So I don't know what I'm going to eat today. I have pasta I can make. I have mac and cheese I can make. I have kibasi I can heat up. I don't know. Or I could order Chinese food. Or I could use my birthday money and get hot nudes sent to my door. So it's a little pricey, but I've got birthday money and hot nudes. Oh, I'm sorry to hear you're having a bad day, Mitz. I'm hoping the sushi helps, and just general wackiness of this strangeness over here. But sorry to hear you're not having a good day. Like, I hope it gets better. Oh, right, Tama. It's Tama. Huh? You mean like the famous cat? Well, ain't that fitting? Cheery chortles. Cheery chortles, and stuffs a piece of egg into her mouth, then takes a big swig of iced tea. The blank stare was so good. I'm beyond jealous. Like, just the framing of all this. Like, this is good. I wish I could gorge myself on those lunchboxes until I'm full to bursting. Heck, even a cold glass of iced tea. Like, honestly, her not being able to drink at this rate is actually bad. Also, the heads come off. It's not like it's never going to be a full zippered up to the head suit. The head is a separate thing. They already mentioned that earlier when she bowed and the head wobbled. Like, the head comes off. The head comes off. You can take it. Okay. I'm so thirsty. I'm starting to get all. Yes, you. It's dangerous. You're gonna pass out. Maybe I really am. Yes, you are. This isn't good. Yeah. It'll be from starvation. If I don't do something, I'm going to pass out. Yeah, before the demo even starts. And remember something. The zipper down my back might be busted, but I can still take. Yes, you can. That way I'd at least be able to eat and drink stuff. Yes. Alright. I decide to grab the head in both my hands and yank it upward with all my might, rock my head back and forth good and hard. We have to pick that, right? We know it's not the right answer, but we have to pick that. Just to see. This is important. Just start headbanging until the head pops off. I have to pick it. I decided to rock my head back and forth good and hard. What gives? It won't come free no matter how hard I try to buck it off. And to make things worse, now I've got this dull throbbing pain in the back of my head. Like I bumped my head somewhere, but I don't remember doing that recently. Cheery flashes me a curious look. What are you doing? She asks. Thought maybe I could at least get the head off. I tried pulling again, refusing to give up. That ain't gonna work. That thing's attached to the body. Why would you do that? I slump forward in defeat, face planting on the tabletop. No. Most folks would have noticed that when they put it on, you know. Well, I didn't. The boss helped me get into this thing. Well, don't let it get you down, Cheery says. Here, drink some of this. She pulls a bottle with a straw from her bag and pours some of the tea into it. In a fever of thirst, I jam the plastic straw through the mascot costume's mouth. Thankfully, it reaches as far as my own. In a fever of thirst. I suck for all I'm worth. Man, if we could have just had that one line on screen. I suck, I suck, and I suck. Couldn't you say, I drink for all I'm worth? Wouldn't that have worked just as well? Like, just as well? But also, I'm glad she's not going to die from dehydration. My body rejoices as the moisture returns to it, like rain coming to the desert. She is. You're right. It does show her desperation. But it's funny, huh? This coming from the same game that gave us a dick diary, though, so, you know, and dick dictions. And thus I revive. Actually, it kind of does feel like I'm coming back to life. Oh, thank you so much. I'm never going to forget this as long as I live. With tears welling up in my eyes, I clutch Cheery's hand in my fuzzy mitts. Ah, hey, I'm not the kind of person to abandon somebody in need, you know? You ate her lunch first. You ate her lunch first. An embarrassed grin crosses her face. How come you're carrying this bottle around with you anyway, I ask. Oh, that's because I make my own protein juice. Protein refers to food supplement that contains vitamins and minerals as well as a protein content. Alright. Protein juice? Never heard of it. I heard that if you have protein juice for one of your 3 meals a day, you'll lose weight. So yeah, I kind of need to keep it. Even Chiri's sort of, well, chubby. What? Don't be rude. I don't think the protein's been working. Wow! She just helped you out of a life or death dehydration situation, and you're gonna judge her on her body shape? Wow. Wow. How do you know she wasn't... How do you know this isn't like a great progress phase for her? Just rude. I'm trying all sorts of stuff, but right now protein is totally the best thing for my diet. This stuff, though... Chiri casts her eyes at the samples of burning hammer on the table. It's like, totally bogus. Huh? Bogus? That's a surprise. I was drinking them occasionally at work. I mean, I don't now that I'm not at work, but they had these strawberry ones that were actually really tasty. They were cheap enough and filled me up enough. Yeah. Well, yeah, Chiri says. You gotta exercise if you want to burn body fat. That's real, yeah. Best way to burn body fat is to engage in steady, low-intensity aerobic exercise. After roughly 20 minutes of such exercise, the body burns through its available blood sugar, and the brain sends signals to have fat brought into the bloodstream. That's how fat is burned. That's factual, huh? Anaerobic exercise, which leaves you panting and breathless, is not effective. I don't know too much about which types of exercise burn fat better, but yeah, exercise burns fat. Common sense. Which is why me, sitting here in front of my computer all day, has not been burning fat lately. She smacks herself on one flabby arm. I mean, there's no way you're going to lose weight by taking in more calories. Again, factual. High-moderate way to lose weight. Eat less calories while still making sure you eat the things you need to survive, and exercise more. Huh? Didn't she just say she was drinking protein juice to lose weight? I keep that thought to myself. I mean, that'd be as ridiculous as all-you-can-eat Kobe beef, she adds. She shakes her head seriously. I'm not sure about using all-you-can-eat anything as an example in a discussion about weight loss. But again, I keep the thought to myself. But hey, a job's a job, Chiri says after a moment, perking up again. They tell me to sell this junk, I'll sell it. Yeah. That's fair. I definitely don't know much about weight loss, except I'm not working towards it. A sudden wailing comes from the other side of the door. Let's go. A good reason as well. Please, just give me time. I swear I'll get it back to you. Yeah, I'm really curious how this is going to lead back into the overarching story of what's going on, because it has to. Otherwise we wouldn't be playing this character. What the heck, Chiri says. Is that the boss? I nod. That's definitely Mr. Igana Kishita's voice. He's the guy who hired me. Sliding up alongside Chiri, I very quietly open the door and take a peek inside. Mr. Bossman is down on his hands and knees, begging, while 2 uncouth-looking men glower at him. Just a little more time. I love his hair. That's all I ask, he pleads. Once I sell this stuff, I can pay you back. I see a tiny bottle of burning hammer in his hand. Just a little more, mimics the middle-aged fellow. I just gotta sell this. We've heard enough of that out of you. Yeah, the younger guy sneers. We ain't giving you any more time, so quit asking. But I really just need a little longer this time. Please, you gotta believe me. How did they not notice that? From the looks of things, Mr. Bossman is dealing with some loan sharks, and the 2 thugs are clearly in no mood for his continued groveling. Chiri and I exchange a glance. It's probably best if we don't go out there right now. But now I'm really worried. Am I actually going to get paid for this gig? Exactly, it's a little peek. As I'm pondering that, one of the men grabs Mr. Bossman by the nape of the neck and drags him to his feet. Come with us, pal. We'll take you someplace you can, work off your debts. Say what? Mr. Bossman wails. The 2 men drag him away. Well. Guess he's gone then, Chiri says. She's already starting to pack up her things. Yeah, I'll just leave the drink there. Wait, what are you doing, I ask. Going home. Not much point sticking around. Going home? I mean, the demo sure ain't happening now. Anyhow, it was nice working with you. See ya. Moments later, Chiri is out the door. Now what do I do? I've been left here all by myself. More or less at a total loss. Hopefully in air conditioning. Bad end. Shift's over. What even... Our poor feline friend isn't going to get paid now that those debt collectors showed up and dragged her boss away. If certain someone hadn't told the thugs how to get to the building, they probably wouldn't have caught the boss man. The right decision happens at 11:15, but who has to make it? Okay, so I assume we're just gonna check other people's stories now, because we only checked 1 of 5. Who should we hit up next? Like, that was the obvious first choice. We had to pick her. But past that, we actually have a bunch of options. We got 2 new people, and 2 returning people. We've got Achi, still doing whatever he's doing. Who knows? Oh wait, he left off with a gun to his face. He left off with all the people running away with the money. I have no idea who he is. I have no idea who he is. Who should we pick? I also understand we're on a little bit of a delay because all the drop frames, so like whatever. Yeah, Achi, I feel that left off on the biggest cliffhanger of the 2. Like, yeah, he left with like people just running away. But like, he left off on a legit cliffhanger. So we gotta vote for him. Gotta vote for Osawa. Know nothing about him. Do we have another vote? A tiebreaker? I mean, that's fair. Then I'm gonna cast the tiebreak and vote for Achi, because I also want to see the cliffhanger and how it goes. So I'll go with him. The man with the cane aimed his gun at Hitomi, his face devoid of emotion. He shoots, bad end. Please, the girl said, trembling. Why are you doing this? But the man did not reply. Quickly, Achi stepped in between Hitomi and the gun. That's a great way to get shot. Like, that's a really good way to get shot. Spreading his arms wide. Stop, he said in English, one of the few English words he knew. He quickly reverted back to Japanese. Who the hell are you? Still the man did not respond. You know this guy, Hitomi? No. Achi was sure he'd never seen the man either. What are you after? Money? Because if you are, boy, are you wasting your time chasing us. We broke. The man furrowed his brow. Adjusting his point of aim to Achi's face, his bloodthirsty gaze left Achi no doubt that he was willing to pull the trigger. Reflexively, Achi took a step back, his foot clattering against a discarded beer bottle. We're going to get gunned down for sure, yeah, unless we can find some way to catch this guy off guard. Didn't need to be much. If Achi could just distract the gunman for a moment, buy himself the briefest window. Shoot me then. Wrong answer. Go on, do it. He stepped forward as he shouted, hoping the provocation would confuse the guy for just long enough. Oh. Even as Achi moved, the gunman's attention was distracted for an instant by a sudden sound. The phone in his breast pocket was ringing. Seeing his chance, Achi lunged forward in an attempt to wrest the gun away, snatched up the beer bottle and swung it at the assassin, grabbed Hitomi and ran. I feel like getting the gun away from him is the best thing we can do, but I also see that going wrong. Their beer bottle seems okay, but it seems like it might take a little while. Like, a longer window of him going, what are you doing? Oh, I'm gonna shoot you before you get that. And just running... I mean, it might work, but it also might just get a shot. We see... Run away, not try to get the gun from him, not beer bottle, just book it out. This seems like the type of thing I might have to redo. Unlike the ways to get our cartoon mascot head off, this seems like something we might have to redo more than once. We'll try it. Hitomi! Achi grabbed Hitomi and ran. He charged the man in the doorway, kicking at the cane he leaned on. Ooh, the assassin lost his balance and stumbled to the left. Run! Still holding Hitomi's hand, Achi rushed out of the club. The two sprinted away through the side streets and alleys of Shibuya. Achi began to feel as if they were running some maddening maze. Achi's savage, yeah. I mean, when you got a gun pointed at you. Before long, the two had made it almost as far as Aoyama. Aoyama? Wait up. Huh? Achi, wait up! Achi glanced back at Hitomi. Ah, my bad. Guess we've been running pretty hard. You tired? Hitomi shook her head. No, it's just, I have to go to Danganzaka. Danganronpa? What for? What could she possibly need to do there now? That's what I was told when I handed over the attaché case. The man leaned in to whisper to Hitomi as he reached out for the case. You're going to do exactly as I tell you. 2 things. He wore a cool, feigned smile, as if this were some casual conversation. First, you're going to go to Danganronpa and get in the blue van there. Hitomi nodded, wordlessly. Second, you will not attempt to contact either the police or your family in the meantime. His chilling tone brooked no argument. Just those 2 things, and we'll let your sister go. Hitomi nodded again. The man flashed her a big bright grin. Alright then. Give me the money. A blue van in Danganronpa, huh? Achi muttered. So that's why you said the police were a no-go. Yes, exactly. Hitomi's voice betrayed her desperation. I wonder if your sister's in that van then. If she is, then we've got to hurry. The issue lay in how to get to Danganronpa. They could probably avoid the pursuer if they kept to streets only the locals usually knew about. That meant staying off the more well-trafficked routes like Roppongi Dori or the stretch between Miyamasuzaka and the station. The side roads south of the station were their best bet. It was going to be a long detour. Alright, come on. Turning, Achi headed back the way they'd come. After a moment's confusion, Hitomi followed. Achi? There's a note of worry in her voice. Hey, don't sweat it. I actually live in Danganronpa. We're headed right back to my old neighborhood. Hitomi bowed her head. Thank you so much. Hey, it's no problem. I had to head home anyway. Achi gave her a grin, and she cracked a tiny smile of her own. You know what I hope comes back to be important? Because there was another difference between some of the routes that I didn't think was going to matter. In the route that we couldn't follow, because it would have led to a bad end, we dump our garbage in a garbage bin. In the path we have to follow to progress, we give it to a random store clerk. I hope that comes back. That tiny little garbage handoff. Somehow. Hey, you two, you got a minute? Achi looked around. A pair of men approached from across the street. Oh, it's them. There's something shady about them. Achi's protective instinct kicked in, and he stepped in front of Hitomi. If these guys meant trouble, he wanted to be ready. I just want to ask you something. The younger of the 2 men drew in closer, a sharp gleam in his eye. Achi braced himself. Ask us what? You know where the Nokane building is? The man held up a flyer. It was for some sort of health food sales demo. Come on, man, the Nokane building. You know where it is or not? We just happened to pick the person who was the one to tell them how to get there. Unlikely, but you know, well, I mean, we had a 1 in 4 chance. Achi knew the name. Wasn't that one of the buildings on Center Guy? That was near Danganronpa, the same direction he was going. No harm in helping a couple lost dudes. Oh, yeah, very handy. I don't like the thought of these 2 following Hitomi and me. Yeah. Honestly, besides them looking sketchy and us knowing now what we know, yeah, don't follow us. I don't like the thought of these 2 following Hitomi and me. Achi pointed them in the opposite direction from Center Guy. Pretty sure it's that way, he said. Thanks, man. Sorry to bug you. The 2 men headed off towards the main road. Now they don't have to break nobody's kneecaps. Cool. And maybe Itama can get out of that suit. Maybe. Achi and Hitomi hurried onward, following the sparsely trafficked side streets towards Danganronpa. I don't think I even know this part of Shibuya was here, Hitomi said as she looked around. Yep, probably does. Go back to Tama's story right now? And we can. Timeline's changed. Let's see if we can progress. Tama, the one true main character of this game. I guess if we ask her, maybe we don't end up with a headache. I decided to ask Shiri. Sorry, would you mind helping me pull my... Ow! I feel a dull throbbing pain at the back of my head. Like I bumped my head somewhere, but I don't remember doing that recently. Cheery flashes me a curious look. What are you doing? She asks. Okay, I thought maybe I could at least get the head off, same thing. That ain't gonna work. That thing's attached to the body. That's not forward defeat, yep. Alright. Oh, we go back to sucking, okay. So it should split soon, because this is about where we hear the boss. Protein drinks, yeah, talk about that. Yep. Whew. Yeah, protein drinks, cool. I wish it was a little easier to speed through stuff you've seen before. But that would also make it a lot easier to miss things that change, so I kinda get it, but that's my only real point so far. Door flies open suddenly and a loud voice belts in. Hold it right there! Why can't we play as him? Why can't we play as this guy? I whirl around in a panic to see an odd-looking man standing at the door. I love his theme, too, by the way. It's Junichi Yanagishita. It's true, we're only in chapter 2. I really haven't looked up anything about this game, so like, it is entirely possible. He's the guy who hired us. I heard that, Cherry. Don't you go call my product junk? That's disrespectful. Cherry gave an apologetic look. Whoops, sorry about that. You should be, but whatever. If you really have doubts, have a try for yourself. Mr. Bossman pulls a bottle of Burning Hammer. Sister products include Del Sweets, Cellulose, Better Sweater, Dom Pepperon, Power Burn Z, Mr. Thin, Nega Chow, Super Nega Chow. Alright, I'm glad I looked at that one. Cellulose is probably my favorite. At first glance, it looks like some kind of energy supplement, but the cheap label gives an immediate impression of sketchiness. Yeah, you've been selling it, I know. Go on, says Mr. Bossman, give it a go. Cherry reaches out to take it. But no sooner does she grab the bottle than Mr. Bossman shouts once more. Wait, hold on. What? Cherry squawks, what gives? You two. You're both good stomach-wise. Stomach-wise? Yeah. Drinking this stuff on an empty stomach can cause some pretty nasty problems. So just make sure you eat or drink something beforehand. Doesn't matter what, really. Wait, nasty problems? Yeah. Such as what, I ask. I'd rather not say. Nobody would buy it otherwise. Then you shouldn't be selling it. Seriously? It's all good, I just had lunch, Cherry says. Yeah, a little suspicious. She flashes a carefree smile. Well, I haven't eaten yet, but on the other hand, I've been guzzling as much iced tea as I can to fill myself up. Probably safe for me to try this stuff. I may as well drink it, in for a penny, in for a pound. No, better not drink this stuff. It's not even particularly appetizing. Wait, is this that stuff that gives you visions or something? I feel like it's entertaining no matter what we pick. What should we pick? Yes, no, or does this get you high? Oop, didn't mean to do that. I kinda wanna see what happens when you drink it. Not gonna lie. Gotta go see? Alright. See? Alright. If it's unanimous in chat, we'll go with that. Wait, is this that stuff that gives you visions or something? I remember a rumor I heard not too long ago. Some kind of urban legend. It was about some drink with a weird, burning, spicy flavor. And supposedly it turns all your fingernails a faint shade of black. Then you see things you can't normally see, and hear things you can't normally hear. I wonder how long it's been. since my brother and I started to see things other people couldn't see. Who are? Who are? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? I'd heard some college students talking about hearing voices like that, swearing this mystery drink could have that effect. Welcome back, Ramen. You wouldn't recognize the game we're playing right now. At all. The game, yeah, but also welcome back. It's a little unnerving still. I really doubt it could be true. I stick the bottle of Burning Hammer into my mascot head mouth. This is the first thing Ramen sees when they come back. Of the game, our serious murder, kidnapping, investigation mystery game. This is the first thing Ramen sees. Okay. It has an unexpected smell, like curry. Getting my own lips around the mouth of the bottle, I gulp down the liquid inside. Huh? It doesn't taste like anything. A handful of seconds go by. What the heck? It feels like a firecracker just exploded inside my mouth. Now it's spicy. Way too spicy. It's like I just swallowed a chili pepper coated in curry powder. Before I know it, I'm sweating bullets. Well, you sweating? Mr. Bossman asks. Like a whole lot you are, aren't you? Why does he sound so happy about that? That right there is the magic of Burning Hammer at work. Cheery and I are at a loss for words. Burning Hammer. Drink all you want and just burn those pounds away. How's that sound? Good, huh? This is just so stupid spicy, it makes you sweat, Cheery blurts out. Blunt and to the point, I approve. Right, Ramen? Sorry. Yeah? Well, I guess you're right, Mr. Bossman says. He hangs his head. What is in this stuff, I ask? I can still feel my tongue tingling. Heck, my body is almost too numb to move. I'm so shocked I even forgot to get properly angry. Oh, he's hanging his head and there's bunny ears. I was like, what happened? So it's this health food product that got imported from America a few years back, he explains. But the import agency went out of business not long after, and couldn't move the merch. This is very strange, yeah. So I bought up the whole lot. Everything they had on their storehouse, spent all the money I had on it. Why would you? Cheery arches an eyebrow. How much did it cost you, she asks. 1 million yen for 300 bottles? I can scarcely believe my ears. 300 bottles at 1 million yen for the lot? That's roughly $33 a bottle. That's insane! That's insane! Each one of these teensy little bottles costs over 3,000 yen. Oh. Yeah, I might just upload this to YouTube. This has got to be kept around. You got ripped off, man, Cherry says. We started with just 2 characters. We can go between 5 now. But this was one of the characters, the girl in the mascot outfit, and we couldn't not pick her first. You really think so? Huh, yeah, you're probably right. He hangs his head even more despondently. This is the sort of thing they'd sell in 100 yen shops or something, yeah. Ouch, Cheery moving in for the kill. 100 yen shops? Really? That's only $9,000, yeah. Mr. Yanashiga lets out the heaviest of sighs. I'm starting to feel pretty bad for the guy, actually. It's a blank stare again. Don't let it get you down, sir, I said, hoping to comfort him, on the ground, sweating profusely. But Mr. Bossman just lets out a sob, choked sigh. Really? Sigh is something to look up? No? A deep breath, emphatically exhaled, often a sign of disappointment, stress, or unrequited love. Also a way of expressing the anxiety brought on by massive debt. One has no money to give, only sighs. Right around now, Minoru Minokara is in the company of someone inclined to sign that way. We can swap to another character from here. We have to try it, right? Oh, we can't yet. We haven't gotten to him to that point. We haven't played him yet. Well, I try again. It'll be okay. Whether or not it helps you lose weight, it is spicy and it does make you sweat. That's a weird way to swap, yeah. I'm not sure I follow, Cherry says. How much you selling these bottles for, boss? 15,000 yen per bottle. Selling all 300 bottles would yield proceeds of 4.5 million yen. After deducting expenses such as the cost of the product, rental fees for the venue, pay for the part-timers, and printing flyers, this yields a net profit of roughly 2.5 million yen. It's doubtful that anyone would pay 15,000 yen for a single small bottle, but you never know. There could be a few housewives or young women out there who'd fork out that much in the name of weight loss. A terrifying thought. That's $150 a bottle. It's $150 a bottle. He's my new favorite character in this game. What? Cherry's jaw practically hits the floor. Mine does the same. No way. Nuh-uh. No freaking way. Calling that price point absurd wouldn't begin to do it justice. Well, look. Selling it at that price is my only option. I need to cover my costs. Anyway, please, I need you both to work your hardest. Apparently he's committed to this insane course of action. I wonder why. Okay, Cherry replies. It's more like a sigh than a proper response, but I can't blame her. As for me, I can't. Even find the words, just sit here and don't speak up. Isn't this just a scam? So we can either... we can not speak up, or we can speak up. Oh. That's true, he does owe a good amount to the Mafia, the Yakuza, as it were. So, yeah, probably not great. I don't know if trying to talk him out of it's going to help, though. He's clearly in the hole for a lot of money. Like, what are we going to do to stop that? Nothing. Not going to talk up, though. Yeah, can't just sit here and not speak up. Isn't this just a scam, sir? Sorry. Can't hear you. Boss man plays dumb. Fine, I repeat myself. This is a scam, isn't it? He tilts his head to one side. Something's wrong with my ear. Undeterred, I repeat myself once more. This is a scam. Tears are welling up in his eyes. Look, kid, he says huskily. Listen up. He's clearly struggling to maintain his calm. You're in the grown-ups world now. I nod a few times. But scam is still a scam, right? I say. You. Sir? What's your name again? Oh, it's Tama. Okay, Tama. Why are you still wearing your costume? What? You straight up dodged my question. Oh well, at least I tried. I explained the situation with my suit. Wow. So then, are you going to do the sales demo like that? Well, if I can't take the mascot costume off, I don't have much of a choice. Okay. No, that won't do at all. I hired you to be a model. If you're wearing that thing, then what's the point? I'm at a loss for words. The point is exactly what he's missing. It's not like I'm wearing this getup because I want to. They had a lot of fun making this game. They had a lot of fun. I honestly hope that, like, half the people that we're seeing are people who worked on the game. Like, I'm really hoping it's, like, in-house people. Like, what is this? She pulls a massive pair of scissors out of her bag. Why didn't she use these earlier? The blades make an unsettling snip-snip sound as she waggles them in my face. Whoa, no, you can't do that, Bossman explains. That suit's a rental. I don't want to have to reimburse them for the thing, but we're stuck in it. It's a bad rental. Well, then what am I supposed to do, I ask. He looks at me uncertainly. Maybe you could have someone from the rental place come down, Cheery suggests, before helping herself to the rest of my lunch. Oh hey, good idea, he says. He seems to be making an effort to calm himself down, at least. Just try to grin and bear it until then, Tama. Well, I guess that's that then. I'm sure we'll get it off eventually, I say. Hopefully before the demo. That's the spirit. I really need you to be my model. A model, huh? It's flattering, but I can't help but wonder, would I be any good at that? Well, this is no time to be timid. And this game is creepy. Yep. Hey Pikachu, welcome to Viperland in the chat. I need that money, no matter what. We don't know what she needs it for. We don't know what got her into this mess, other than, oh, maybe we'll find out. We know she needs money soon. My troubles all started earlier this morning. I was at a knick-knack shop on Center Guy. I happened to pass by and spotted a red necklace on display at the storefront. And I got this weird sensation when I saw it. You could maybe call it deja vu? Something like that. It was as if I'd been drawn to it somehow. This was mine. I was sure of it. I wanted it. No, I needed to make it mine. As soon as I possibly could. That's how strong the feeling was. The price was 40,000 yen. Ooh, okay. I checked my wallet repeatedly, but I only had 20,000 on me. Nonetheless, I needed to have it. There was just one question. How? Somehow I managed to drag myself away from the shop. Just a few minutes later, I ran into Mr. Bossman. Yep, that's $400, and she had 200 on her. Hey, a voice said out of nowhere. If you want, I can pay you 10,000 for a day's work. I found myself staring at this frumpy middle-aged man who was handing me his business card. Managing Director, Junchi Bossman, Yamato Health Foods Co. Limited. I'm in a real bind here. Need some extra help. Would you mind coming with me? I'm begging you, just one day. You seem pretty sketchy. Much as I needed money for that necklace, yeah, I wasn't going anywhere with some random weirdo. I ignored him and tried to just walk off. Please, please. Bossman grabbed me by the hand. Watch it, pal, I snapped. Hands off or I start shouting for help. Please, it's not like that. Just hear me out. Look, I'm in a hurry. Please, please, knock it off. I spun forcefully away from him, yanking my hand from his grip. Oof, wow. That wasn't yanking your hand from his grip. That's shoving him in a ditch. Game that really put Spike Sunstone on the Mac in the games. Really? Oh, it came out in Japan a ways back. I was about to say, because the phone technology in this game is dated. Okay. It released here last year. Like, when I bought it, it said, like, copyright 2019, so, like, I did not know that. But I can see how this would catch people's attention. Oof. Bossman whirled through the air and fell into the bushes. Well, like, when they had, like, the flip phones, I was like, that seems dated. Whoa, where did that come from? He gasped. That's cool, though. I didn't know about that. His eyes were wide as saucers. You a martial artist or something? No, I think that was just a fluke. The truth was, I was surprised myself at how well I'd pull off that escape move. Ah, okay then. Look, I'm sorry, can you give me a hand? No way! No, I mean it, give me your hand. My hip's killing me here. Ow, 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 ow. I guess. The least I could do was help the guy to his feet. Look, why are you hounding me so much? Wow, that is uncomfortably close. Please don't be angry. The moment I saw you, I just felt it. You're the only person who can possibly do this job for me. I let out a sigh, but my interest was admittedly piqued. What kind of job? I need a sales rep for a health supplement. I want you to do PR as a dieting success story for my product. Just look at you. You have the body of an actress. Sales are going to go through the roof. Well, it was hard to feel too offended when he told me that. No, you can still feel offended. It's perfectly fine. The job didn't seem as fishy as I'd initially suspected. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It does seem to be that fishy. Alright, maybe I'm interested. I mean, we already know she takes it, but there's just one more thing. Yeah, whatever it is, I'm sure I can handle it. I need 20,000 yen as soon as possible. So if the day only pays 10,000, alright then. If you can sell 100 bottles at our sales event. She didn't know now. Oh, the game got ported to the Wii. Okay. I'm playing on PS4, it's also on PC, apparently it's on smartphones too, which doesn't surprise me, I suppose. Now, knowing what we know now, that he wants to sell at $150 a bottle, it's crazy. I certainly couldn't think of any other way I was going to earn 20,000 yen in a single day. Really? I mean,
To be fair, yeah, $200 just handed to you, I guess, but like, this might be exactly the break I needed. Got a deal. If you have my services for the day, I said, bowing my head. Yes! Bossman jumped for joy. What about your hip? Huh? Oh, yeah, it's better now. All better. Fix itself just now. Bossman bowed deeply as I gave him a dubious look. Look, I'm sorry, he added hurriedly. Wasn't trying to pull a fast one on you, honest. I was just scouting for talent. I saw you and, well, was trusting this guy really the best? No, it wasn't! I was starting to worry, just a little, about whether he'd actually pay up. Look, I staked everything on the sales demo later today, he went on. This is the make or break opportunity of a lifetime. Sure. I'll be honest with you. I'm in a ton of debt. 2 million yen. 2 million. Bossman's tone had taken a feverish intensity. If I don't pay it back by the end of the day, then boy howdy am I up a creek without a paddle. Glad you waited till the last day. How did you even get into a situation like that? I asked. He gazed skyward, a far-off look in his eyes. Because even if he knows he has no chance of winning, sometimes a man just has to stand and fight. But I guess a girl like you wouldn't understand. Okay. He laughed and smiled at his own words, but he was right. I sure as heck didn't understand in the slightest. Anyway, real quick. Could you put this on? Where did he have that? Mr. Bossman briskly rummaged through his bundle, then thrust a cat costume out towards me. What? Here? Yeah, before the sales event you gotta hand out some samples. The burning hammer in sample bottles is cut 10 parts to 1 with water. I was wondering why he was handing them out. Even so, it is intensely spicy, and drinking it on an empty stomach is sure to cause gastrointestinal distress, or even make the drinker black out. It's hard to believe that a sample of something so dangerous would win over any customers, but you never know. There could be housewives or young women out there who'd accept such a risk in the name of weight loss. So, we did give a bottle to the guy who was masquerading as the homeless man, the cosplay detective. He now has a way to induce blackouts on somebody who hasn't eaten yet. Just, you know, by the way. The job's already started, you know? And with that, Mr. Bossman went about getting me into the mascot suit. Looking back on it, it was a pretty ridiculous turn of events. Yes. Still, if I was going to get my hands on that necklace, I had to take the chance that this job would pay out. I doubt we're going to be able to sell a single bottle of this crap, Cherry whispers in my ear. Just have to do the best I can, I say. I say it more to myself than to anyone else. Once again, I ask myself, why am I in such a rush to get this necklace anyway? I honestly don't know. Yeah, that is super weird to see something and go, I have to have this. I'm going to take whatever job necessary to pay for this. It's the strangest thing. I tried my hardest to think of a reason, but all I get is a dull aching throb at the back of my head. Also weird, second time they've brought up it's the same pain I felt earlier, as if I've got a good bonk on the head or something. Yeah, that's weird. Twice they've mentioned that. Oh, we hit the actual end of the story. Wow, that one... We only hit one bad end, and it was the boss man getting carried away for debts. Huh. That said, it's 5:09 now. I'm getting pretty hungry. Like, I'm really curious as to follow this more and see where else this goes. But food. I really need to eat food. So I think we'll leave it there. We know Tama's gotten all the way to the end. We got him partially, but like he didn't hit an end, and we haven't even seen how any of these three are doing. We don't even know what these two are. They're characters. New game for the lineup. I knew it was gonna just story existence now is hit that bottle with someone. Maybe. It's possible. But yeah, so another game in rotation, because I just love to add more games to rotation. This is a weird game, but I'm having a really good time with it. Hopefully you guys are too. Like, I feel like it's got that good mix of like B-movie, like comedy. We got Tama. It's a weird game, but I'm enjoying it a lot. In hindsight, if I was going to start a game, I should have started a Danganronpa game, but you know. One of the crew had to distract police officers because it was against the law to take pictures some places in Shibuya at the time. That's great. That's cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to more, and it's also of all the visual novel games I was thinking of playing on stream, I don't know this one. I was thinking of playing Steins Gate, Danganronpa, but like I've played those. It would be still cool to like share it with other people. But this is me going through it for the first time too. I know nothing of this game. Anything I know about this game is what we've played. But yeah, stream at the same time as normal later, 10 p.m. You know, it's gonna be Smash. I'm probably gonna be playing a bit more Min Min. I want to try more of her, but we'll see. Like, I'm not committing to a whole stream of her. Tomorrow, I'm going to try and make up... Yeah, exactly. I was kind of figuring it was going to be new to all of us. Tomorrow, I'm going to make up for the stream I missed last night, and we'll do Hollow Knight tomorrow. What is this Smash you speak of? I know, crazy. Still don't know what Monday is going to be, but yeah. Yeah, so tonight, Smash. Tomorrow... Hollow Knight. And yeah, I gotta decide what I'm gonna eat. I got food here, or I could order hot nudes, or I could order Chinese. Hot nudes are more expensive, but like, I don't know. I'm gonna figure out some sort of food, but I'll be back the regular time later.
The ultimate flavor experience.
Exactly. I can. They deliver. Let's see if anybody's going now that I can raid. I never really know who's around in the middle of the days. Who's that? I apparently follow somebody, I don't know who they are. Ooh, Alfredo's good too, but the thing is, like, ordering Alfredo to me is always expensive, and I've got Alfredo sauce and pasta here, so, like, I couldn't do, like, chicken Alfredo, I don't have any chicken, but, like, I could just make pasta with Alfredo right now. I'm gonna let AutoHost grab it, because nobody's super on. No Alfredo sauce. That's the sauce I always make sure to have. But let's get ourselves a monster, a quote, a Discord, and what's a good sound effect for this? Do you know what? No, I know what it is. That's the one. That's the sound effect for Shibuya Scramble right there. But yeah, thank you all for joining me on the beginning of this very strange journey. Hope you had a good time. I enjoyed it. I truly don't know where this story is going. At all. But I'm curious to find out. This has been Viper for Viperland. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for watching. And I'll see you all next time.